Live. That's my mic going live. Let's go ahead and hit the live scene. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're going to play some more Pathfinder 2nd Edition in our fancy campaign here. Following our friends in their traversal of the city of Dis currently. I'll get a recap from Horace real quick, but just for those who are watching, if you're first time here, thanks for stopping by. Again, playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, we're using some extra rules from that. The dual class, free archetype, free skill feat. These are big damn heroes, okay? One person sitting out this week is our friend Brett, who plays Ondol. But as we will find out from the recap, there was a little bit of split in the party, and Griffin's going to be playing with us today. Thank you for stopping by, my good friend. And he will introduce his character as well at the start, so we can kind of get a see of what the hell this guy's all about. But without further ado, Nick, take it away. Let us know what happened last time.
We died. No. So the better explanation is, let's see, we started to try to bypass an event between a group of humans and a group of gnolls. We skirted that event, no big deal, and then we came across pretty much a scout group. We almost avoided that fight, and then the fight commenced, and myself and Voth died. And then we were reborn in living sacks again.
You said that almost like it wasn't totally your fault.
It wasn't all my fault.
It did prove that you guys can literally fucking take on shit that's really tough. You guys survived and pushed back a group that was quite strong, and damn near got away with it too. so yeah. Kudos to you guys for outstanding builds. Just dice didn't like you. But yeah, pretty much that was the long and short of it. You stopped the reinforcements from sweeping your position and decided to stand and fight the scouts, which you killed them down to the last. So they are now have no idea what happened to that scout group, and you guys don't know what happened to Ondol and Sleep, the deific creature following you. However, that's where we'll pick up. So, being reborn sucks. It's not fun. Definitely a harrowing event. The two of you wake up, and I kind of briefly touched on it, but I'll give you a recap of what happens. You find in your hands the items you were given. No matter what they were, where they were on your person, they appear in your hands. Nick, I believe you said Horace let loose the light of his halo, which would expel him violently from the hating flesh, which absolutely does. You burst out of there and land, superhero pose with a knife in your hand, pretty much. And you see a room that's just chock full of these sacks. They're stacked and hanging almost like a garden. They're cultivated. They seem to be pushed into this place and kind of stacked in. You see is almost a very odd scene. It's white tile floors that are cracked and broken and dilapidated. Modern day people would probably call it like the inside of a morgue or the inside of a hospital wing, like somewhere where it's very able to be sterilized. However, with the lack of water, plumbing, and shit like that, this place is not the best and it's been repurposed. Additionally, as you fall out, you see you see your friend spawn next to you as Voth. How do you come out? Do you cut your way out, punch your way out, try to cast magic? What do you do?
You actually just kind of see it break as you see just my hands break it as I fall down.
Right. And you have the spyglass, the broken spyglass in your hand.
Okay, still got spyglass. You'll notice as I descend that I no longer have the summoner crest along my chest, and you'll also notice that I've got a lot more built than I was before.
You fall to the ground. Where the summoner crest was, there is a scar. No longer has the light or anything like that, but there is telltale markings. Maybe not like a perfect, scarred representation of the crest itself, but it looks like something probably was there. Um, but yeah, you definitely come out of there feeling good. And I want you to give me a perception check. Do you land?
As I'm finally able to log into the game, perfect timing.
Do you need me to roll it, or you got it?
No, I'll hopefully be able to in a second.
Okay.
Something happened with my login. I wasn't able to log in,
It's okay.
and then fixed it.
Sure. All right. So as you're doing that, the other
Go
thing.
ahead and just roll for me. Oh, there it goes. Finally.
Okay. I was gonna say the other thing you see as you get into this room, the both of you, is you both, Voth, you come down and you like land and you're like, okay, and you see, boom, just explosion of like light and the stuff and all the hanging little, life sacks and stuff like that kind of quiver and move away from this holy light that's emanating from your friend's halo for all intents and purposes. The two of you see that, and you also see hanging in what looks like rows that you would see in a butcher shop are people strung up, hooked up. Most of them look in very odd states. Limbs missing, mouths tied shut, fattened, some very emaciated, very different states of being. There is one, however, that is very interesting looking, and go ahead and describe what your character looks like right now, Senor Griffon.
So you would see a very large orc. Full orc. Um, he's like he looks like an edgelord that just goes to the gym. And so, he's got dark circles under his eyes. Definitely not guy liner or anything like that. He's just, he's he doesn't sleep. He doesn't. He's seen some shit. Lots of scars or calluses on his knuckles and scars on his hands. Um, he's much like the picture shows. He's got that half hooded vest that covers, and he would just be real busy with his hands up, trying to do whatever he can with the manacles that has his hands up. He also has that bandolier of different looking odd shaped keys or door adornments. But one thing that's really odd is there seems to be a doll that's attached as well. Just a small, like a kid's made doll. Nothing super fancy or anything like that. Very homemade. And it looks ragged. It looks like it's been eaten and shit out tens and tens and tens of times. And then I'm imagining that he's looking up or trying to
Yeah.
focus. So his face, there's nothing really discerning on his face. No crazy scars or anything like that.
Mhm.
Small bottom teeth tusks. Nothing that makes an impediment, but just noticeable enough to be like, oh yeah, that's an orc.
Yeah, he's definitely got orc features for sure. All right, so you are currently bound, hands tied with a leather set of straps, and then hung on like almost like a mobile like thing you'd see like bellhops bring out to like put hangers and shit on. One of those, but there's just cuts of meat. You happen to be just freshly catched. To catch you up on what just happened to you, the last thing you remember, you were hunting something or a group of people down, probably a little hungry, probably trying to move from place to place. And when you woke up, there was a bunch of individuals who you know of. They're the chefs, the
Mm-hmm.
the cooks, or in this case, the procurement specialist for special ingredients, as they found a choice piece of meat for a dinner. You felt, you know, large logs and wood, truncheons beat you unconscious. Um, they got lucky. They found you. They got lucky. Usually you're more better than that. But you do see, laying, as you come back to your current scene, as you're kind of there, like coming to again. You're like, fuck, all that noise over there to my left. You do see they have tossed your gear, just in a wad in the corner, next to what looks to be like a bunch of other gear of other unfortunates who may have been done. It looks like they, plucked the accoutrements off the food and just they'll probably dispose of it or something later. But all your stuff seems to be there, as well as some extras. But you do look over and see the following two creatures. One, both of them butt naked, but they both came out of the birthing sack holding something. One of them has a tarnished black sword hilt, which looks like it has metal. And the other one, who landed all gracefully and did that, landed there. He has what looks to be like a spyglass in his hand. But go ahead and describe your characters, Voth and Horus, just very quickly, briefly, maybe 30 seconds, to Slow, so he knows what he's dealing with here.
You'd see young individual, very angled features, definitely a very demanding presence. When you look at him, you definitely feel not necessarily smaller than, but you know you're in the presence of something. Most notably, you notice his eyes definitely have a striking presence to them. Long red hair, just a general kind of red theme. Well, what would be in his clothing, but he's butt ass naked right now.
Embrace the ginger. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Just red hair. And I guess now this big ass fucking scar all over my fucking body. So
It's very subtle. You'd probably notice it, but like you'd have to get up on you to see it.
Yep.
And then Horus, what does he see when he sees you?
Really just thick muscled, but very lean. Older gentleman, gray beard, gray hair, covered in scars, and he's got I don't even know if you'd see those. The big thing is he has a glowing halo above his head.
Which, for you, Slaw, that is wild. You haven't seen that ever.
Okay, and just a quick question about the birthing sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like a spontaneous water balloon being filled and it just kind of happens, or is this something that is chrysalis-esque and it builds over 24 hours, 48 hours, and just kind of goes from there?
So, I believe I told you your character has lore hell, correct? The lore skill hell? Since you've been here for a while?
Yeah, I didn't add it in. I just have Underworld selected.
You can go ahead and you can just use your Underworld one for hell, because that makes sense.
Okay.
Go ahead
Okay.
and give me a lore check to see how much you know, how much you've poked around these things.
Oh, it hit that 20 and danced.
It did. It gave it a little wibble wobble. Yeah. However, it's good enough for you. 10 was the DC, so you know all about birthing sacks. You've trial and error through several of them and have fucked around with them. You've probably been taken to different places where they have different uses. One, you know the skin is poisonous. The skin around it is a red, leathery, kind of fleshy, gross. It's poisonous to anybody who tries to eat it. If it burns, it cries and whimpers like it's semi-alive. It's also very much it's like a living thing. It'll grow certain directions. It also basically is the thing that keeps everything even keel. Enough water will kill it over time. If it's rained on enough, it too will succumb to death. So what it does is it'll grow over the buildings that randomly appear, take them over, crush them to nothing, and then as there's nothing else there, eventually that disappears and eventually another building will appear. That's kind of the cycle of weirdness that happens in Dis. You also know that it takes about 24 hours for one to start to develop, and if you take whatever's out of it before it's ready to come out, it's usually almost like a blank slate. They call them different things in different places. Husks, wretches, the wretched, things like that. But they don't live very long, moments if that. They look like they're a functioning creature, but untyped, if that makes sense. You know when they're ripe because the waters inside start to turn a different color, and the individual inside will take a better shape, and it usually takes about 24 hours. So I would also say that you would have noticed that those were not in their growing stage. That happened way faster than it should have for those two to come out. Are you picking up on that for sure?
Are the
'Cause-
colors the same for each, or they're different?
Like the fluids inside, it usually turns
Yeah.
more amber when it's about to burst.
Okay.
But usually it's a clearish yellow, like a snot yellow kind of gross color. More
Nice.
amber and stuff as it starts to develop, and then it'll burst out and reseal itself up eventually, and then refill with that boogery looking yellow stuff.
Very scrotai operandi. Got it.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so this is weird. Two, people never come out of there with stuff. These guys have stuff in their hands, and one of them has a halo, and the other one landed, and he's got an air of crazy around him that he's like, Greg, I would like Voth to give me a perception, or that you already gave me that perception check. It was a
Hot garbage.
hot
7.
7. So you feel like there are eyes on your back, and as you turn, even just a quick glance, nothing's there. It's the back of the wall, but you feel as there's a presence that's watching you. We discussed it. You know what it is, but feels like there's a set of eyes, unseen eyes, and that's unsettling to you slightly. However, you do feel confident, feel strong. But a lot of you all land, and Slaw, you're up on your thing right there. What do you guys do?
He's the only one alive.
He's
on
the
these
only
roofs,
one alive
right?
that you would
Okay.
consider alive. There's probably people who are technically alive, like you can see breathing and stuff, but they are very much not alive. They have missing limbs. They're engorged in fat or covered in different things, or they're just in different states of torture.
Mm.
If I saw the two of you, I would just be like, hey, gotta get me out of here. You guys are newly hatched. You gotta get me out. They did the appetizer about 20 minutes ago.
Well, looks like one of them's still living.
I'll look at you and be like, I gotta say, I don't like this dying thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't choose it, that's for certain. Especially not such a vile creature such as that. That sword, though. I bet that attributed. That was a powerful sword. And I'll just start walking up closer to you, and I'll just kind of be like, so, what's got you hanging around?
Get the fuck out of here.
Ha 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 ha! We're always funny after we just hatched, aren't we? Ha 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 ha! I am a victim, just like you are. I don't know why you guys just suddenly shat out like you were hot shit, but we gotta go. We gotta go. Please get me undone. Please get me undone. Please.
Well, at least this one doesn't quiver in our presence. That's
Stop talking about it and just do it, please. And then you'll I'm just slowly breathing.
You'll
Are
see
the
him just
manacles
kinda-
metal?
It's leather.
Leather manacles. Right.
Not even manacles. It's just he's tied up there.
Oh, I just fucking go rip them. Just
Yeah. The thing he's tied onto is like a mixture of both bone and wood, and he's tied like that. And yeah, you can easily take him off. It's not hard.
Thank, oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap. It's something that I'm working on. Um, we should we should.
You'll
They
see him.
they both look fit, right?
Yes.
They look
And
pristine, like they just got birth. Which usually when you birth, you come out as well as you'll ever be in this place. So.
and does the old man look withered in any way? Like gonna slow down?
No.
Okay.
No, he looks like you're like, okay.
Okay.
He's an elder fighter. He doesn't even he looks like he's aged, but he doesn't look old. If
Okay.
that makes sense. Like
It does.
Horace doesn't
It's
look like
pre-presidency to post-presidency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
only 4 years, but it looks like a decade.
Yeah, he's about to get old as fuck after this. But yeah, right now he can still pull some
Okay.
chicks. He's doing good.
Um,
But I'll see your like eyes kind of darting around, you kind of like freaking out for a second, and I'll just kind of put my hand on their shoulder and I'll just be like, "Rejoice, this fear you feel this. Oh my God, this fear you have. There's no reason. Calm
It's-
down. You are with us now."
it's not fear per se. It's I don't want to get eaten by these sons of bitches because it'll take days or weeks. Okay, they don't just put a knife to your throat and that's it. They save you for every last bit. And for some beings and for some species, you're nothing but a head and a spine after a while.
Are we at a farm? I'll look at both of you and be like, are we at a farm?
You know of a place called the farm. It is very much exactly what it sounds like, except for the things they farm are the sacks and people, and they make slave groups and stuff. This is definitely not the farm. This is a very worse place than the farm. The farm is horrible. This is where people who have can buy from the farm and come here. So
Uh,
yeah.
the farm would be a vacation palace compared to this place.
Are those church bells or whatever still going off, or did those just ring a couple times?
So, as you remember hearing them, it was the last little bits, last little bits of a bell ringing. Slaw, you know exactly what that is. That's kitchen. Prepare for the next course. Appetizers are finished, so the next course should be coming shortly.
I'm gonna make my way to the pile of
Yeah.
equipment or bags, and I'm gonna take what I know to be mine, and put my holster that has my axes on each side across my arms, and then is any of this yours? Need to go through it.
I'm pretty sure in this place it's finders keepers. So yes, it is mine. As you see me walking over and putting it on clothing or whatever.
Basic clothes, basic weapons, basic armor,
Mm.
a couple basic bits of gear. Like there's like a bag and things like that. Pretty sparse. I will tell you now, you will be getting all your shit back, so
Mm.
don't sweat it too hard.
All right.
Well, as long as Brett doesn't do anything crazy and he dies. But I mean, yeah.
Whoa, that was a pretty big if.
Well, he does have plot armor right now since he's not here, so it'd be kind of fucked up to kill him. But
I'm not 100% sure how to get out of here. I just know that I've never been caught before, so we should probably leave.
We
I've
could definitely leave, but yeah, you were definitely just caught.
I was following some of the grocers, as they like to call them, and I couldn't break into the chest that they had in their camp, and I may have exclaimed out frustration and given my position completely away.
Oh, you're a thief.
Yes, and a damn good one most of the time.
And when you fail, you end up like this. Oof. Unfortunate for a first failure.
Yeah, definitely. Only my first.
Well, let us get going then. We head for the tower. You seem somewhat competent. You can join us.
Oh, I'll just thank you very much and tip my invisible hat, and I will, if you don't mind, how about you let me take the lead, poke around the corners, things like that, unless one of you is the leader between the two of you. I don't want to piss
I
on
look at
anyone's
you and be
feet.
like, "There is no leader." And
Okay.
I say that, I retract my halo.
How did one of you get down here?
One of what? I don't know how I ended up here.
One of you halo wearers, light bearers.
Well, I imagine the same way anything gets to the house, they fall.
I must have done something.
It's true.
I can't remember.
Anyone that I know of that has fallen, there's no halo anymore.
How many do you know that have fallen?
That's not important. What's important is we get the hell out of here.
As
Are you
he's
a common
talking,
occurrence down
I'm
here?
dropping Abaddon out.
Okay. So describe that for him so he knows what that looks like.
So I would be like kind of jiggling my arm like the whole time, like I'm trying to shake something off of my arm, and you can just see my skin start like stretching and pushing to its very limits as I keep shaking my hand, as a small slit out of the top of my hand opens up and I start pushing a small dragon out of my arm,
Ugh.
and it just kind of hits the ground.
Like it falls to the ground like an ooze, or it.
He
Well,
like
it falls to
births
the
it
ground.
out of his
Yeah, I
arm.
birthed it
almost.
out of my arm.
And this cat-sized little dragon that slowly starts to like stretch and take steps gets a little bit bigger and fuller as he walks out. As you can see, the like wound on the hand kind of burns away, kind of scars over.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that the two of you get out of here because they would eat the fuck out of him. I will. We're in a room, or we're in a great room, a
You're in
hallway.
basically a morgue that's
Okay.
been repurposed as a walk-in.
I'll head for the door, and then I'll want to take a moment just to look for traps, just in case they happen to have the door sound bugged or anything like that, or a bell or
So
something of that nature.
give me another underworld not lore check because you would know.
Okay. Fucking 8 again.
A 13. That's pretty good. Good enough. You do know, now you're not 100% sure. You haven't really seen all of this. You've probably heard more stories than been actually on the menu before.
Mm-hmm.
That they do. Part of the dining experience here is the chase, to build the adrenal flavors and the sweat and the acid buildup in the muscle tissue. Some of that is things they strive for. So there are mazes and places and traps and things that'll like little like think about you're a rabbit in a maze and they want a little snare trap. They don't want to kill you, but they want to fucking hurt you and keep you from going anywhere. So there definitely are traps. And as you look at this door, you spot the first one. It's not hard to see. It's like this is the easy one. The panicked ones will hit this one, and it's just funny. There is a large spike that will just retract and swipe and just pin you into the wall. You can disarm it fairly easily, though.
Okay. I'll go ahead and um,
I won't make you roll for this one. This one's so rudimentary and easy.
Yeah.
You're just like, I just cut
I'll
the
take
cord.
my axe, and cut whatever cord or wire.
And, yeah.
What are our options when we open up the doorway?
So as you open up the door, it's pretty dark. It's pitch black in this hallway. You'd imagine it goes on for some ways. The ways you can go are fairly simple. And we're not gonna like dungeon crawl through this. I have a plan for that. My question is this: there's 3 of you. What's the marching order? What are you actively doing while you're walking through these corridors? And when you hear something or you encounter something that you would be like, you want to investigate, do you want to do each one of those, or do you want to do a blanket, or how do you want to do it? Each one will net different bits of information. You can go for speed, or you can go for sneak, or you can go for let's figure out what the fuck's happening here and then get out. That's how I want to. What do I want to know? You guys your goal is for getting out of here.
At least for me, I would say that I would be in front so I can trap check and stuff like that. And I have the trap finder feat, which allows for a check to happen whether I'm looking for a trap or not.
Gotcha.
And so to kind of just move things along as quickly as possible, because stealthily, I know that getting out of here stealthily isn't going to be a thing, but getting out of here quickly is going to be more of the goal. So I'm really not worried about that. And then if I'm not checking a trap, I am keeping axe in my hand with a ready to action just to go right for a throat and
Okay.
cast permanent sleep.
I like it. All right, and then you two, what are you actively doing? And for Nick, I'd also want to know what your familiar's up to. The only thing he said is he's been birthed is like, this is strange. It feels wrong.
Only thing I'm gonna mention when he was taking care of the first trap, I'll just kind of like mention you and be like, wow, this one's already proved useful compared to the other. But while we're walking and stuff like that, I'll go ahead and pull out the scope, and I'll basically kind of be watching over his shoulders and basically just, not necessarily all the time looking through it, but just kind of scanning ahead and just the area around us. I'm more doing the broad sweep, not specific.
Okay.
And then I'll take rear guard.
Okay.
I'm in the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so for myself, I'm letting dude look for traps like he wants to. Are you sneaking?
No, it's more about efficiency.
Okay.
And like I said, I'll have my axe out and with a ready to action to just as soon as someone comes in front of us, no questions asked.
Okay. Then if that's what we're gonna do, I'm gonna let my halo back out so that we have clear vision. And then so I'll let that out, and I'll be in the middle, so I'll be our street lamp. I myself, I am pulsing detect magic as we're moving.
Okay.
And I'm looking for that. And then what I'm doing for Abaddon is he is using scent. So if he can smell anything unusual approaching us, he's going to alert me.
Perfect. I like that.
Is detect magic noticeable?
No. Other than my eyeballs.
Yeah.
You can see my eyeballs flash.
Does it not like have a vocal or a somatic or anything like that?
Double check.
It is manipulate.
Okay, so that means you have to do like a gesture or something like that.
So he's kind of like
hand signing. So I guess my question is, because from what I understand about this particular story, is that magic isn't a thing, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the fact that he can make light appear out of his head is fucking absurd. The fact that he just shit out a little dragon companion, absurd. But you know what? At this point, you don't want to be eaten alive. So
Okay.
it's fair. I'll take that advantage. Worst case scenario, they're a distraction while you sneak away. Right? Okay, so for that, I want perception checks from all of you. I want a Arcana check from both Voth and fucking Horus. And then I want a survival check or a perception check from Abaddon.
Okay.
I am rolling so well.
It's okay.
Starting strong.
Get him out. Get him out now. Get him out now.
Here's perception for Abaddon. Nice.
Solid. And that's scent based specifically. So
Yeah, that's
Okay.
base specifically. And then you asked for Arcana and what else from me?
an Arcana and a perception.
Okay, Arcana.
Oh, and a perception. Not
Yep. Yeah, you are using your perception
I am
device.
not.
So,
Yeah.
but your Arcana is on point, which I
Yeah,
guess makes
with
sense
the
as
magic.
you're trying to detect any sort of magic and fuckery, right?
Oh, at least my perception was a little better.
Okay, so this is how this next couple bits of time goes. You guys move your way through corridors. Did I get a perception check from you, Slaw? You 9.
Yeah, I got a
give
9.
me another one because of your trap finding. So this is you're trying to move fast, so you're not really looking out for anything else except for pathways. But your trap finding will give you another one to kind of see where that's at. And
Jesus.
you run into the first trap.
Okay.
So as you guys are moving, it's about 10 minutes. You're walking through corridors. What this place feels like to you, like as actual people who live in right now, it's an abandoned hospital of sorts, right? It's got to be. There's rooms and things, and they're stripped and just full of gross stacks of leather and bones, and there's all sorts of stuff down here that just makes no sense. There's different things drying on like little bits of twine on the pathways, and you get to a T intersection. Decide to go left, and when you go left, you spring the first trap, which is, to call it like a snare trap is a little unfair. So as you walk left, you clip something, and like the midsection of the wall just comes out and just like a rat trap tries to push you into the other direction. So I need a dexterity saving throw from all three of you as this trap is trying to go off. You'll need to either duck under it or bounce around it or something like
Sorry, which day was that?
that. Dex saving throw or reflex. 15's good, 23 is amazing.
There we go.
27's really good. All right, so you're all able to get out of the way, but it does make a large noise. You have the left or the right path. You can continue down. You know, at least you triggered the trap on the left side. Don't know about the right side. Which way do you go?
I'll look back to you guys. Do you have a direction in mind?
Abaddon smell anything weird coming from left or right?
So Abaddon, like, does he telepathically talk to you, or
No,
is it
he-
just outside? So he's like,
Yeah, he just
it's
talks.
hard to smell anything other than food. He's like, this is a larder. This is full of bits and pieces and juicy, tender bits. He's like, but I don't smell anything living close by. So he knows there's nothing alive, but he's like, there's 1,000 smells here. There's tens of thousands of smells.
If you turn around and ask me that, I just say we go right.
All right, let's go right then.
Okay, to the right. As you push forward, again, following through, you find a few traps on the way. There's a pit trap and a snare trap that looks like it literally, as you grab a door handle to turn it open, they would come down, cinch, and just pull you up and just kind of do this, and you're able to navigate that as it goes off, or you keep it from going off, rather. However, about the time you get to maybe 2 minutes further into these corridors, trying to move quickly, your lights and stuff kind of lets you see a stairwell, and you can hear and see shadows coming down the stairwells with flickering torchlight. There sounds to be maybe 5-6 individuals.
I retract my halo and I step off to the side.
Step back.
We roll stealth checks.
Yeah.
Attempting to hide and be quiet.
What's other than the staircase? What's anything else
This place is
laid out in the hallway?
cluttered. There's tons of like
Okay.
bits and pieces, serving tables and chairs and trays, old broken hospital apparatuses that you have no idea how any of them work. Just a lot of debris. So there's definitely places you can hide if that's what you're going for.
Okay. What about corpses or a array of parts or anything
Sure.
like that?
I would say there's a waste bin area or a waste scrap area that looks like it's just a bunch of bits.
Okay. I'll try and hide under a table or something like that for now.
Sure. Give me a stealth.
Do you want stealth for Abaddon as well?
Yes, please. Horace, 17 for you, 21 for Slaw. A fucking 5. For,
No.
For,
The dice was cocked. I
now,
didn't reroll.
for a hero point, sure.
No.
Okay. So all of you seem to find a spot and bunker in and wait for these individuals to kind of make their way down. They come down the stairwell and you can hear them talking about a dinner menu and how there's still about 5 guests that didn't make it to the amuse-bouche, and they just did the appetizers. They're like first course. They're like, this unlike them. He's like, hopefully they come sooner. The chef is gonna get mad. He made perfect numbers, perfect dishes. If they don't come, I think he's gonna take it out on us. Which, chef's right for that. They all seem weird. And I'm gonna make some perception rolls. We're gonna hope to God they don't find you. Or maybe they do find you and you like that. We'll find out. We'll have these guys go first. Where is their perception? Oh my god, it's so bad. Can I just roll the skill? Oh, there it is. We're gonna roll 1. An 18. Okay. And then we're gonna roll 2. 16. We're gonna roll 3. 4. Okay. And
So,
my rolls were a 21, a 17, and a 5.
yeah.
21,
What I was gonna do.
17, 5. Okay.
When they start to get close to us, and they start, if they start to act like they sense something in our direction, I'm going to use the cantrip Ghost Sound to make it so that my voice sounds behind them, so that they do the over here kind of thing.
Okay.
And so when they all turn, then I can come out and just go for
Sure.
backs and necks.
Well, I had a 5, 17, 21. I was gonna go bottom up, so 21 beats the 18 perception. 17 beats the 16 perception. 5 beats the 4 perception.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You guys
Oh, shit, okay.
literally are oblivious to you.
I
Fucking
am the hidden dragon.
You're just like dudes are walking by you. So they all don't manage to see you. They don't manage to see you. The other 2 make their way down. So the total of the 5 individuals. These ones seem to be a bit more busy. One of them has his head in a menu book. And he's like, all right, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. And he's just going down in ingredients list. We need livers. We need 2 to 3 ounces of this, and he's in all of its body parts. It's disgusting. We need bone meal. We need this. We need brackish water, and we need the special poison. We need to add that. And the other one's looking at him, just nodding and concurring, and he's like, "Oh, I can't wait, man. The next course is gonna be so delicious. I can't wait to see the looks on people's faces. It's gonna be so wonderful." And these guys are just making their way downtown, walking fast, and they walk right by you. The two of them look so busy that they don't even notice you.
Are they separate enough from the other three?
They're probably a couple
Or
steps behind him. Looks like those three
Oh, just a
dudes are
couple.
like, "Oh, we carry the heavy stuff," and these two look like they're actually trained. They have
Right.
aprons on, which have a couple knives in it, as well as they have like one of them has the book and things like that.
Okay.
They look to be more sous chefs.
Right,
You gotta make
right.
you gotta make it a comparison.
Okay.
How well fed are they? Like what's the
They look good. They look like they eat.
Okay. And then like the clothing, is it like covered in blood? Is it all like nice and pristine?
Oh,
Like do they look like the
it's
pro chef or
so
like
pristine. They look.
Okay.
Their hair's slicked back. Their
Okay, got
faces
it.
are clean. Their nails are clean. Their aprons are bloody and dirty, but everything else underneath is very clean and it almost like a very high class level of clothing for any place like this.
And this place, as we've been moving around, has it seemed well maintained and just
Not necessarily. Like the
Okay.
it looks like the back of a very, very, very busy kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of health codes out here, so you don't think they're like, whatever, just stack it over there.
No expiration dates
Yeah.
on anything.
No, zero thing. The walk-in's broken. But that's par for course though. So. But yeah, you all managed to even with a fucking 5
Even with
stealth,
five.
managed to get by the first group of individuals, and you make it. You can go further down on the bottom floor. You can go up the stairs.
I'll
just
look
kinda-
to you guys. Yeah.
I'll look at you and be like, you seem to know more of this place. Is there anything to be gained if we go up? If we're trying to escape, we'd wish to go down, yes?
I've never been caught before. Instinct tells me up and out, but I don't know. I don't even know how long this building or this place has been here to really know the layout. And they don't exactly give you a tour when they bring you in.
Not as food anyway.
Mm-hmm.
As a dining guest, probably. It's part of the experience.
Would I have been conscious going from loading dock to
In and out. Yeah.
Yeah. Would I have a reference of where that would be from where we are now?
I think you're probably in the pantry, the lower levels of the pantry. Going up would take you into either where the like side of house, so not the front of house where they're actually entertaining people. It'd be
Right.
like where they're prepping to do it, where the coat room is, where all this stuff is, where the offices would be, or it's the kitchen, and that would be right into the belly of the beast. No idea though. You think
be deeper than the pantry?
deeper than the pantry would probably be things like loading docks, whatever spaces they might not use here, things along those lines. Might be a way out, might be a dead end, who knows.
But you'd know all that, not us. Which way?
Yeah.
You can always give me a dice roll. Give me that check.
What do you think would work best?
The underworld one that you were using for we're using for hell lore, you'd be like, maybe you heard a story about the back entrance, or maybe you heard stories of this other stuff.
Ooh, he always knows the way
Nice.
through the back door.
22. Alright. So you know that the very bottom of the Poison Apple, which is the name of this restaurant, is fabled for being where the chef conducts his genius. He comes up with his dishes, things like that. Now, putting that into terms for this place, that probably means that's where he's butchering and quartering and coming up with stuff and concocting devices and things along those lines. So you're not quite sure if that leads there. That's where it could be, but that's the only story you remember for that. You also remember hearing that all the diners will always leave. But if you're food, you're fucked. You also have heard stories of diners becoming part of the menu, where if they didn't like what they had or was not given enough things or they didn't appreciate it, that was part of the next plate that would be brought to you. Would be, the heart of a dissenter or the blood pudding of ungrateful swine, things like that. It's like there's a lot more story to these dishes and things than anything. But you do know, deep down, that's where the chef resides. Usually, unless he's doing service.
So this might sound crazy, but I think up and out is the way to go. I really don't want to go deeper into this place. At least if we go up into the kitchen area, there has to be an exit somewhere, even if it's out the front door.
You do know that if you go out that way, though, and people spot you, you might have to fight your way out.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? There's shit path A, shit path B, where or make shit path C, figure out where you want to go.
Is there any wall that looks like it has like a break in it that has the hateful flesh like grown over it, like created a membrane?
Yeah, there's plenty of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Where it's like sealed the wall?
Like there might be a room behind where the flesh grew, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can give me a perception check, sure.
Already looking for secret rooms. We're gonna do that. We need to go deeper.
13. Probably not.
On the path you took, you weren't necessarily looking for them, but there was plenty of the hateful flesh growing everywhere. As far as having its own, like a place, there was definitely larger patches. You'd have to cut through, find out. But nothing thin like a membrane that you could easily tell, oh, right here is this.
Yeah, virtually what I'm trying to find is like a hole in the wall that the hateful flesh has grown over that most people would be like, we're not touching that. And I want to see if there's an opening like that I could cut through to get through.
Oh, like on the... Oh, looking for like
yeah.
cracks in the ruins that the hateful flesh grew, and maybe we use that as a door instead of try to find our own door.
Exactly.
You don't see any now, but that's a good thing to be on the lookout for, so
Okay.
you could definitely do that. Just in this hallway right now, there's none, but doesn't mean there's none anywhere. You have to look.
Okay. I'll look at you and be like, let's go up.
There should also be less traps heading in towards the kitchen because why would the chefs have to have their area trapped?
It's true.
Keep the mice out.
Not when the mice are on the menu.
Well, how do you think they catch them to put them on the menu?
They hit their heads really hard.
After catching them in the trap.
I'll look at both of you and be like, there's a time for this, and it's not now.
We're walking and doing this.
Oh.
So we'll head up the stairs. I'm still maintaining my trap finding, even though, I feel a little bit more at ease that we probably won't come into one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just passively always on,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
most part. It's basically like,
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a roll at it even if he wasn't looking for it. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the old elf detect hidden doors thing from 3.5, but yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Making your way up the stairs. The stairs are well traveled. Well lit, actually. There's a lot of torches, things along those lines that kind of line the wall here. Having standing torches, that's kind of crazy. A lot of fuel that you'd be using in a place that does not have a lot of fuel. So having that kind of outward display of wealth is pretty good, especially in a corridor down here. As you make your way up a little further, you can feel like you go up like 2 or 3 stories, right? The flesh kind of grows up these walls slightly. Looking for openings, you see none in the stairwell, but you can tell it definitely, there's like a growth of it that occludes going further up, and you know there's probably more stuff up. You just have to cut your way through. Who knows how long that would take, but it looks like it includes the like 5th or 4th, 5th, 6th floor up. Get up to that.
I'll look at you and be like, I can get us to the 4th floor.
Well, the chefs had to come down through here, so there has to be a doorway here somewhere. If
Yeah.
not,
You would get up to the top of the landing, and there's a doorway going out.
Yeah.
It's just also there's a set of stairs that would go up, and it's just overgrown with the hateful flesh.
do you? I mean, I don't like messing with that stuff. Do you want to try and cut through it? If you're brave enough, you're more than welcome to. But I have a couple ideas on how we might be able to acquire the proper attire.
Well, I just like I kind of take the fucking human bit axe that I'm using right now, and I put it in my offhand that's holding my shield, and I pull out my broken sword, and I just point the broken tip at the hateful flesh that's like grown over entirely, and I just gently run it across the top.
It sizzles and burns and destroys and necrotizes that space that you rake it across.
And I look at you and I'll be like, shouldn't take me too long, but
Oh, so you're basically
By
just,
all
like,
means,
neighboring
'cause
a hole.
If we
Yeah.
take a run for it, they'll never think to look up either.
The only thing that I would say that would be an issue with that is unforeseen is that it quivers and it moans and does stuff. So it'll be loud, but yeah, you could definitely absolutely cut through it. Who knows
Like how loud? Like
so it doesn't really have vocal cords, but it has like little mouths and eyes and teeth and things like that. So it makes noises almost like a plant, like that groaning, like sinew running over stuff, and then just like exacerbated pockets of air moving out and stuff. That slimy, gritty, slutty, like just sludge noise. So
can't hear it from the next floor, but can hear it if you're down the hallway.
yeah. You might be able to see why is the red stuff shaking. That might be so things to consider. But yeah, no, you could definitely try to cut your way up.
yeah, I'll just look at the orc.
How about you do up to the whatever the next floor is, because we don't know if there's going to be a doorway or an extensive hallway, and then let me try and see if I can't pull someone up.
Sure. I very casually just start, like I'm moving my knife through butter and just start slowly cutting my path.
Yeah, it's not hard. That stuff recoils from this. Its mere touch destroys the flesh, right? As you do that, both of you two who are not him can kind of see, and no, I'd say Horace, you can see it too. As you're doing this, like there's like shimmers and flares of like the rest of this blade protruding out, but it's like just those kind of that green dim light and fire kind of just continues on down the line, like it's like longer. And you can see when it does flare up like that, it burns away more, goes deeper, things like that, and it just starts to cut through.
Okay.
You like, so you're cutting this stuff down and it's necrotizing, but there's like two other things like that you're thinking about as you're doing this. Yeah, it's making a opening, but like touching this stuff, like the gooey blood stuff, you've heard it's poisonous or acidic or some shit like that. And slaw, you would also know. Yeah, that the juice of this stuff's not good to get on you, but hey, this might be an easier way out.
So my solution for that will be, as I'm doing that and I'm cutting my way through it and I can see it oozing and shit like that, you would actually just see me move my hand as I press to digitate the goo off of my walkway.
Okay, that works.
You would see an open outside.
You would
motion
also
of magic.
You would also see your Abaddon kind of crawls up next to you, and he's like, "Use your light. It's afraid of it. Push it back as you cut a hole."
Good point. And then I let my halo back out.
You let that out, yeah. The hole you're cutting opens itself, tries to get away from it, and pushes the flesh as far away as you can. And I'll say that's with prestidigitation, and that's enough not to get the poisoned blood and stuff from that stuff. into your skin or anything like that. So, all right. So, saying fuck it, this is a voxel-based game, and you're just digging your way through the world now. Yeah, you start making your way up. You can carve a literal flesh tunnel through this stairwell, and you get to a hard wall. Follow the wall. You can go up the stairs. You can try to. The wall is crumbling. It's held together with nothingness, but the stairs go up at the very least. If you wanted to continue around,
Yeah.
right, you can make it to the top of the next floor where there is an opening.
I'll look at you after I cut the opening, and I'll be like, "You want to look for more traps?"
I wouldn't see why they would trap up here, but yeah, absolutely. I'll take a gander.
Perception.
Ace.
You are certain no one's been here for a very long time. And as you look out into the area, and there is in fact nothing there. This area you have gotten to is an unforeseen boon. Kind of an interesting place. It is a balcony that looks out over the dining facility, which
Hmm.
down below you can see tables and chairs, diners in their finest attire or most gruesome attire, sitting there conversing, waiters pouring glasses of some sort of beverage, and you can see the entire kitchen is in the middle of this place. And you can see them cooking and plating and doing all this stuff. It smells like burning flesh, acrid, disgusting smells that are very putrid and almost the beverage is blood. It could be. Um, the the kind of things that are hitting your nostrils are even beyond like you've smelled burning flesh and consumed some of it at this point. This is beyond that. There's something more, and you can't put your finger on it unless you get closer and actually put your finger on it, maybe. But you have a feeling if you're in here for very long, you're gonna start to get queasy. But there's a balcony that goes left and right, that kind of goes around this whole area. No one's really looking up, but you also don't see any exits up here. You'd have to probably cut your way through.
Okay. Well, we've made it this far.
You could keep going up too, but
Yep,
it just
keep
looks like that is a balcony.
You don't have like wings or anything to fly us out of here?
I'm not an angel, or at least I don't remember being one.
Then why do you have a halo?
I woke up with this, and I don't remember anything.
You're
about
wasting
this.
time cutting through. Make sure you chop chop.
I'll look at you and be like, "Where's your dragon?"
Ah, Zessen?
Yeah.
I relinquished him from his duties. He failed me.
I'll look at Abaddon and be like, "I didn't think that was a thing. Is that a thing?"
At least not in our agreement.
Before, I wasn't aware I was dying. This time I remembered the death.
All right.
I was giving him a fraction of my power. I decided to take it back.
Was that your guys' first time dying down here? You've gone through, 4 or 5 birthing cycles by now, right?
I'm on my second, but I can remember. I don't know. They keep telling me my memories are gone because I died too many times.
Yes, something seems to have tampered with our memories. We do not know how many times we've died.
Well,
At least twice.
I mean, I've died about a dozen times, and yeah, the memory starts to, what was the first and what was the 8th, but it's mostly the first that got me here that I don't remember. I don't remember anything before this place.
I'm still like cutting my way through things, so I'm like having this conversation while I'm just like slowly dragging my sword around. I kind of remember a death, but I don't think it was my death. because I watched someone else die. So I don't know. Maybe it was my death. I'm not sure.
Yeah, can you watch that, please?
But yeah, I don't know. And I'm just like doing my thing. Just I'm that guy in the jungle. Just do taking my time.
All right. So, just for clarification, were you going further down on the walkways, or are you going to go back into the stairwell and go up?
Does it look like from our vantage point that there is a building like crashed up against it that if we were to cut through the walkway, like we could possibly like walk onto like a different building? Or does it look like there might be a fire escape? Like an old fucked up fire escape on the side?
So,
Because it's a hospital. That's why I was thinking fire escape.
yeah, your character would not know what a fire escape is, though. There's
True.
not a lot
Mine
of
would,
fire code.
Yeah.
So to paint a picture, imagine a big open room, right, where they're downstairs, a second story space where that room would be open, so it's vaulted, right? The balcony on top of this probably has a bunch of rooms or something off to the side, but the flesh has kind of grown over that, almost like a cathedral ballroom kind of thing. So you could either cut through those and try to find a door, or you could go into the stairwell, which you know probably continues up, at least to a roof if there is a roof. But the red stuff, the hateful flesh, is kind of overgrown most of this area, so you can't really determine if there's anything. It does look like a domed, like ballroom, is the best way to put it.
So it seems like if we go through the flesh, there's maybe forward progress, but going up's definitely forward progress.
It's more likely that a stairwell that didn't stop and was still going up would still probably go up. These other places might have rooms, but you don't know where they connect to, if there's have outward exits or anything like that.
Okay.
Is there any way that I can do a stealthy perception check to see if the chef is out and about
Oh yeah, just give
amongst
me
the
a
dining room floor?
perception. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as you're not like yelling and screaming up here, it's far enough away that they probably are not going to notice you. There's what sounds like music and things down there, and the buzz of conversation.
Or flies on the wall.
24. You looking around, you don't see one person that looks so out of place or anything, but you do see there are two individuals in the kitchen area that are definitely in charge. They're calling the shots. They have small little like hats on that seem to denote some sort of station, and they seem to be calling the shots. But they don't really seem. There doesn't seem to be one head person, at least not right now, that you can see.
Okay. I'll just mutter the Suze underneath my breath. And I don't know if I'm filled with more anxiety or less anxiety that I don't see him. Okay. I know that we're moving further up, but how far is too far? And is it getting thicker, or?
It's the same consistency.
Okay. Are we gonna do this for another floor or two and then try something different, or?
As you say that, you would see my eyes flash as I motion a quick signal, and I'm just doing another pulse for detect magic, since this is an area that probably has not been picked over in a long time, to see if there's any residual magic in the area.
Okay.
I've also been looking at all the walls with the thing.
Okay. So detect magic was the radius.
30 feet.
Okay. And then looking at the walls, give me perception, or actually just give me an arcana check.
I need to up the skill higher. Yeah, the dude that got the spyglass, definitely not the best for it.
Okay. With that, a 13. You don't see anything outstanding, except for one maybe silly anomaly, one weird thing. In the center of the top of this ballroom, there is something shimmering, like telltale sign of illusion. Focus in on that, and you see a small creature. Bat-like wings. You know what an imp is by this point in your D&D career. Looks like an imp. Invisible. Doesn't notice you. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Just observing down below.
Is it just naked? Is it wearing any clothing or any?
It has like a
any
little
skin or
loincloth
anything
and
like
a little loincloth and what looks to be like maybe a little bone short sword on its back. But it's just kind of nestled into the red stuff, sitting there, watching.
I'm a caster. Would I maybe think that somebody's familiar?
You could think that, sure. I don't think
Okay.
you'd have a way to determine it, though.
Yeah, the difference between a real imp and a familiar imp. Okay. I'll just kind of whisper to you guys, be like, I see an imp there on the roof, towards the center.
That is the first, besides the demons that you saw, or the hellhounds, which were summoned in. This is the first creature of this area that you may have seen.
It's probably what keeps an eye on the guests for the chefs and rats out whoever isn't appreciative of their meal. Or who can't afford to pay.
That makes sense.
Also, Slow, you have never even heard of an imp. You have no idea what an imp is.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, that's not a thing. You don't remember how you got here, but you remember all the days in hell, and you've never heard of an imp before. So him just saying, "Oh, it looks like an imp," you're like, you just cutting this dude down, calling him small or something? Like, I don't see nobody over there. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I have diabolic as language. Do I know what an imp is?
I would say you are aware of what an imp is, yes.
Okay. I'll look at you and be like, I can throw the first strike at him. If he is a familiar, then we can always try to take him out quickly.
But he's above the guests. Oh, never mind.
You-
I don't see him.
Listen,
I can't see
although I do enjoy a good bit of violence, I think you are a bit too quick to it, my friend. This is a time of stealth. I don't think there'd be a point. It is not alert of our presence.
I'll look at you, and then I kind of pause and look at my halo as it's slowly drifting behind my head, and I'll be like, and you're talking of stealth, and I'm literally a beacon of light in a dark area.
You could put that away. I've watched you do it.
I haven't done it because the flesh will come back.
Yes, but if we needed to sneak... semantics. But it doesn't see us now. I think we can continue without.
Did I get anything with my pulse of detect magic or no?
So, above you, probably a floor above, you feel the pull of something.
Okay.
A little bit of residual magic. Something old. I don't remember what it just tells you if there's magic, right? It doesn't tell you anything about it. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
tells you there's a very faint, lingering magical aura above you.
Okay.
And you're just
Then
out
I
of
tell
range
you-
of the imp who has invisibility running. So
I look at the two of you and I'm like, I can sense there's something magical above us.
Well, from what we've heard, that's very rare here. We should try to go see if we can take it for ourselves.
I agree. I'll look at the orc and be like, I'm sorry. I sheath my sword, and that's all fucked up. And I look at you and I'm like, I'm Horus.
I'll take my hand out or take for a hero's clasp and just be like, Slaw.
Slaw. Okay.
Mhm.
I point at Abaddon and my little dragon, and I'm like, that's Abaddon.
you just see a grinning maw of teeth appear, kind of like a Cheshire cat almost, because he's pretty stealthy. He's like black, fucking scaled in the shadows. Yeah, he's stealthy.
I make a nervous, just awkward grin back at him.
Hi.
You may call me Voth.
Okay. Voth and
Horus.
Horus. Okay. Voth and Horus. Sorry, there really wasn't time for introductions when we first started, I guess. Magic? There's no magic here, except for whatever the fuck you two have been doing. I've never seen magic before.
Well, now you have.
Okay. I mean, it's Dis. I guess anything is possible any fucking day.
I'm not shocked. Not many have the blood of dragons running through their veins.
You've heard plenty of people say they do, but none of them have done magic. Oh, yeah, you're real blood of dragons over there, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
you haven't actually seen me perform magic yet.
Haven't
but
seen him,
I
no.
speak up as well. Huh.
So you probably should not let everyone know you can do that. Probably something to keep close to the chest.
Most that have seen it have perished.
Well, that's great. But then you have guys like me that don't die that easily, or do and just come back and see it again anyways. So
Ah, yes, and as long as you're with us, we won't have to worry about it. And, well, you won't be leaving our presence alive.
Well, we don't need to get like that. I'll look at you and be like, look, once you get out of this situation with us, if you don't want to come with us, that's acceptable.
This
We
is
all
true.
have to make our own choices.
sure, let's get to that point. Let's continue up.
all right. So digging through this red fucking flesh, you cut your way, just bypassing this entire lower section and start cutting your way towards the top. As you do, it's ponderous. It takes a little bit of time. You're trying to cut through all this with a motherfucking goddamn like a dagger, pretty much. You're carving your way through a place with a dagger, which takes a bit, but it works. You make your way up, and the door that would go to this level is no longer there, and the red flesh kind of is lessened right there. As you cut through, it opens up to a L-shaped hallway where you can see a set of stairs further down. The hallway is well lit with a little bit of torch lights, candles and things like that, as well as you can see just offices, just like rooms that are kind of marked. This place fairly clean, fairly taken care of. But the ping you feel you would have got is probably in one of the offices up here.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I start to walk that direction.
All right, you make your way
And
down.
I just kind of
the
point
hallway.
slaw that way, and I'm like, I think it's over there somewhere.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm not leading if you're looking for something magic because I don't know how to find it. But
Give me a trap check.
sure.
You don't see any
We
traps.
can't roll for shit tonight.
You don't see any traps, but you get the feeling that this is a place that's well out of view and out of place. If you had traps everywhere and you were trying to, this was your place, you'd probably put traps here. You just can't find any. You just see along this corridor, you have that sterile white tile along the walls, about 4 doors left and right side inset. The red stuff grows everywhere, but not including those things. There's just, a couple next to the doors, a couple large like braziers that have a little fires in them. All you see. Wooden doors, brass handles.
I don't know why everything is so hard to find right now.
I'm never like this, I swear.
Yeah. And you'll just see that I'm just. I don't know if you would know it as a breathing exercise, but I'm just doing breathing exercises, just in and out, deep and slow. I can't guarantee that there's anything past this door. So we can do one of two things. We can just barrel on through it, or we could send your what is it, a dragon? Your soup lizard.
Just in case, I'm gonna look at this area he gestured might be traps and stuff with the little spyglass.
You don't see any traps. You don't see any magical shimmerings at all. Everything seems to be as it is, just zoomed in to the scope level of your glass.
Okay.
I come over and I put my hand on your shoulder and I'm like, I believe that you can find anything. And I give you guidance.
Okay. Are you asking me to search again then?
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
what I'm doing. I'm making you feel invigorated to look again.
I'd say
Okay.
you can make another check. A little bit more focus. It'll take a bit longer, but you have the guidance going too. So
I don't remember what
+1
guidance
bonus.
does. Okay, plus one.
yeah, just
Okay.
just a +1. So just roll and we'll add 1 to it. It's all good.
It would be 2 in total because of Trap Finder.
Okay.
Okay.
A nat 20, so a 29.
Nine.
As you are looking, you can see a little bit further the very faintest spots on the floor where these tiles just are a little offset, a little weird, very hard to find. It would be someone who would walk in here would specifically never step there, as long as they knew it was there. But you can see a pressure plate, and there is what you can tell very stealthily hidden on the backsides of those large braziers with fire. What looks to be like a pressurized bag. So if you press that, it would spray that. Don't know what it is, but spray something over fire. If it's flammable, now you're on fire, running down a hallway, more than likely. But you're able to spot that. You can disable it if you want, or you can just leave it.
I'd like to disable it and take the bag.
Sure. You have 2 bags of grease.
Okay.
Yeah, there is one on each of the little braziers, and you can pull them off. It's just a little bag. It has like a little, for all intents and purposes, it's in a stomach. When it has some intestine, has a little cord, and
A literal bladder.
literal bladder. Yeah. So if you push down on one end, it should have enough pressure in there to squirt it out and keep it going.
Okay.
Quick, cut a couple of holes. We'll play it like a bagpipe.
The other thing you notice as you walk up to these doors and you're pulling these sacks off the things is they're labeled with little wooden signs.
That say.
The first one, you have 4 doors, left and right. The first one is procurement. Second one is, I guess the right word to say would be like the person who cultivates things on site. So, you
Okay.
know, the in-house herbologist kind of person who mixes proprietary stuff. The one further back says head of house, and the one next to it says chef.
Which one is the magic coming from?
The one that says head of house.
Oh, good, because I did not want to go into the chef's office. We kind of did a real big loop around and ended up being exactly where we didn't want to be.
No, this is like the executive offices, not his one he spends his time in.
I get that, but sure, we may not have fought a whole bunch of chefs, but I don't know. There's something about this that just makes me nervous.
I think this is where they sleep.
So,
No better when we try to find this item.
okay. I'll go up to that door. Does it seem locked?
Which one? There were 4 doors. Going to the head of house one with magic behind it? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you being quiet about this?
Yeah, here and now, yes.
Stealth checks from everybody, including Abaddon.
Okay. If there's good light, I would have retracted my halo.
Yeah, like I said, this whole hallway is well illuminated. It's actually very brightly illuminated with those two things, which made that shadow real deep to hide that trap. So
Abaddon's.
did anybody roll lower than 14? Abaddon.
Oh yeah, Abaddon did. Yeah. Bastard.
Okay.
You
Although
guys in your fucking nat 20s.
Well, is he tiny by chance?
Yeah.
So I want to say tiny gets a natural bonus to stealth. I could be wrong.
you can look it up. I'm saying he's not right up on the door either, though, right? He's behind
Right.
you or off to the
He
side.
usually sits with Voth. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's okay. I'd say he has a distance bonus that he's not going to set off. Now, if he rolled really low, I would have been like, yeah, he fucking stumbles over something, or his little talons click on the tiles or something. But he's good enough to not do that. You all are quiet as death, and as you come up to this door, you can tell it is surely locked, but you do have lockpicks.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that. There's a brass handle. And as you look at this, you can tell it's one of those kind of things you got to push in and kind of push a lever that would kind of undo the locking mechanism. Not hard. You hold the handle, insert the tool, quickly poke it. You hear a slight click. Leave the door to be unlocked now.
Are you guys ready for whatever we're about to find?
Yes.
I move my axe back to my other hand. Yep.
All right. I will. Does the door pull open or push open?
Push.
Okay. I'll take
Pull.
my axe and I'll in one hand and I'll undo the latch of the door and just gently push open.
Okay.
So like there's
You.
that-
Yeah, it's definitely that. It kind of creaks open, but as you do, it opens up into an office, right? It's kind of full of weird shit. There's a desk. There is a mannequin on the side. Looks like a anatomical dummy, pretty much, that has a very nice red suit, and then you can see over to the next of it a very nice, like, black suit. There's another dummy that looks to be empty, but they're tailored. You don't know how they're getting the colors or pigments or things like this, but he has different clothes for different occasions, it seems. They're nice suits, best as you can make from the things on hand. There is a small little like dresser drawer kind of next to it that has several pullouts of things with accoutrements, different shiny buttons, scarves, ties, things like that. The desk is set in the middle. Behind that, bookshelves. Bookshelf seems to be full of all sorts of weird scrolls and bits of scrap and things like that. And then there is a set of jars and stuff on the other one. The set on that one as well is where the thing you're probably pinging off of is. There's actually a few things. There's a small bag that looks like it has some glint coming from the opening of it. Something along the lines of coins. There is a rope made of actual, like, good ass rope. It's interesting. It's silk. It's not skin, it's not leather, very light. It is actually very, very clean. It looks like things don't touch it. Sitting next to that, there is also a small mask. The mask itself looks interesting. It's a wide kind of things that goes over your mouth and nose, like a filter, almost like a dust mask, but it's really big and wide. Interesting kind of a blood red color to it. Don't know what it is, but it definitely looks out of place. And then lastly, the one other thing you see is the little like pots or vials or whatever the hell they are, contain what looks to be um, liquids of sorts. Looks like he has little jars of liquids. They're little pots.
These
Um,
suits.
Yeah,
Are these made of cloth or of like flesh?
made of a little bit of a lot of stuff. Like some of it is scraps of cloth, some of it's leather, some of it's silk, some of it's bits and pieces of bone, shiny metals,
So
things like that.
okay.
This would
And you
be
said they're
like a treasure item worth hundreds of gold, probably.
okay. You said there's a red one, correct?
There is a red suit, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Is this in like some like case, or is this
It's
just like out on a
draped
mannequin?
draped on the mannequin. Looks like that's where he keeps them when he's
I'm
not using them.
I just strip clothes and start putting that bitch on.
Okay. You have one suit, and I don't. Let me just double check. We do this.
Actually, since I've seen you use the Prestidigitate, I imagine I kind of know what it is. I'd be like, would you mind cleaning me real quick with your magics before I put this on?
I'll look at you and be like, sure. And then I just kind of hand wave to get all of the embryonic
Okay.
food off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're fucking
Alright.
disgusting.
Yeah.
So
Thank
that counts as high fashion fine clothing. So you get a +1 to make an impression on upper class folk while wearing high fashion fine clothing. You don't think that'll work outside of hell, but while you're here, you look fucking good. Might change the bonus from make an impression here to intimidate out anywhere else. Because you have a
Perfect.
very macabre suit built with different things. But yeah, you guys see him strip down and be like, put on the suit. Fits pretty decently. Probably have to take it in a smidge. Looks like this guy was a little bit heavier. But more material to work with is better than less. So, but other than that, you have all the weird bits of information there, whatever's inside the desk, because there seems to be a couple locked drawers. The mannequins, the three odd items, the little dust mask, the rope, and the set of like jars and stuff.
So you guys will have noticed entering the room, Slaw didn't get up from tippy toes. He's still in a crouch position, kind of like moving around on the tips of his feet. Uh, kind of like that girl that cruises around and everyone tells you that's not for you. You're too old to be moving like that. That's kind of what he's doing. And if he notices, or if any of you guys have pulled at the desk drawer, he's not trying to overstep his bounds and say, that's mine or anything like that. He just wants to get the hell out of here. But if he sees that there's more stuff to open and possibly take, I'm gonna take a crack at the desk.
Yeah, lockpicks, team.
Every time you look kind of questioning, I'm like, I have faith in you. And then you see my halo flash and you have guidance again.
All right.
He can only benefit from that once every 10 minutes.
Oh, really? All
If
right.
you
Well, then
put
you
them
don't
on.
get it again.
That's all right.
But unfortunately, I can't cast it either. Oh, I lost it, but I also you just can't have other people do it either.
Yeah, I know you guys are eventually going to take that bag of gold. It's literally pieces of gold in a pouch.
Mhm.
They
that's
are
cool.
of a lot of different denominations. You think these are like? I'll put it in this way. Some of you see these coins and you're like, those are the coins we put on people's eyes when they die. Like people are spawning with those
Oh.
coins. Like that might be how they became rich, something like that. So interesting stuff. But yeah.
You know, when we talked to them, or God damn it, I was spacing Dream earlier, or no, Sleep earlier. He did mention we might need to go to the sticks. That could be useful.
I grab the bag and I throw them at you.
33
You like
gold.
to carry fancy things.
I do indeed.
I rolled a
You
20 on my thief.
See, Abaddon looks as you throw a bag of gold to the other dragon in the room, and he's like, he just has the look on his face like, you're a bitch. Why would you do that? You didn't even give me a shot at it. A 20, you're able to get in there. This one's a very kind of old school slide lock where you got to kind of undo a hinge, and you get in there, you pull it. It takes a little bit of time, but you get it. You nail it, and the door to that desk slides open. Inside, you see another small pouch full of gold coins. There is also a couple interesting things: a gem, and it's like a set of bracelets, and don't really know. There's a bunch of other just little clutter in there.
I'll pocket everything.
Okay. The items you get. Let's see.
I'll look at you guys and I'll be like, we'll split it when we're out of here.
Oh, what did you see?
Just stuff. Who cares what it is? We got it now. It's ours now.
Of the stuff you have, there is literally like scraps. I would write down scraps in your inventory. They're worthless, just scraps of just bubbling bullshit, right? There is a small vial with a liquid in it. There is a set of bracelets, a bag of gold, and a small gem.
You said there's an area with like scrolls and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's like looks like ledgers and scrolls and books and things.
Okay, but it all just looks like math and bookkeeping rather than anything.
You'd have to go through it, but
Yeah, I'll do a quick
cursory
through
look,
it. That's
numbers, people,
numbers.
inventory.
Is
Guess
there
lists.
any of them look like more ornate than another or important?
There's a couple books that look like they're bound with flesh and things like that. They look like that. So you open those up, it's guest lists. People who have been in multiple times, people they need to invite still, things along that line.
I'll take one of those.
Okay. They're both different, so.
I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. Scraps, vial of liquid, bracelets, gem, gold.
Correct. Yeah. The gem is a piece of obsidian. Looks pretty neat. The bracelets are a couple little silver bracelets. The vial is almost like a stone vial with a stone stopper, and it's covered in wax. Looks like it's to open it, you really gotta. It's not something you want to spill, is what it looks like. Yeah, and then the jars that you had were just a couple little mason jar looking things. The mask's like a little dust mask, so on and so forth.
As far as the silver bracelets, do I know silver to be something that's more of a currency commodity or a weaponized commodity?
So fucking rare here, you probably have only heard of it.
Okay.
I'll look at the vial and I'll be like, actually, I don't know why, but I started to remember a thing or two about alchemy. And if you allow me, I can probably tell you what is it.
Okay. Are we gonna do this here and now, or are we gonna try and get the hell out of here?
I guess you can hold on to it. I'm gonna look at the other vials and kind of use my alchemy skill. I took alchemical crafting as my general feat this time.
Good.
To see what we're going with and see if it's just like it's a heart in a jar or if it's actually like something.
Okay. On the little mason jar things.
Yeah.
Give me a check.
Okay. Crafting. That was awful. 11.
So, give me a wisdom saving throw, or will save.
$17.
You zone out for a moment, and Slaw, you see him kind of just 1,000-yard stare, eyes kind of glaze, and he snaps back to it. But in that moment, Horace, you are taken to a school. You're sitting in a classroom. book open, herbs, different things like that. You're listening to some professor drone on about the healing properties of certain plants and the poisonous properties of certain plants. That goes on for a few minutes, and you're kind of just scratching notes, and you kind of see on the jars there's like a little design, and that design is what you sketch in the book too. And you kind of look at it, and it's like divinity in tea ? Or just poison delusions ? Just notes you're taking, right? But I'll tell you, you can identify that as it's funny you took that, because the person who you found out you were, Amory Varath, did learn alchemy. He actually went to school to he was a rich noble. He went to school to learn a lot of shit. Alchemy was so sitting in through alchemy class, you know that this is dreamtime tea. It's a poison that, as you drink it, it lasts for about 30 minutes. You're stupefied for a minute. After that, you go unconscious, and while you're unconscious, you can ask the effects of an augury spell. So you can ask some weird thing in the world that'll listen after you take this tea, if doing something is good or bad. And it'll give you a pretty decent answer.
Cool. I look at Voth and I'm like, that's Dreamtime tea.
Does that mean anything to me?
You have no fucking idea.
Ah, yes, my favorite vintage.
Don't drink that now. Is there a bag, like a backpack?
There would have been one in the previous
In
stuff.
the pile.
I said you had. There was a bag.
Yeah, like basic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I start scooping up the alchemical stuff that's in here.
Other than the vials, you don't see any real like ingredients.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of it's just curios and knickknacks and little things like that. So unless you want those, I mean,
Yeah, I scoop those up. I'm gonna grab all the items. So the dust mask, the rope.
Anything
grab the
that
bag
looks
of coins.
valuable.
yeah, those
alchemy
three were
items.
very much displayed on the thing. Those are treasures. He likes those.
And there's I will give another quick pulse. Is there any other magic in the room?
In this room, no.
Is there
The
any magic outside the room?
In the chef's room, yeah.
I look over at Slaw and I'm like, I can sense more magic in the chef's room.
We need to go get it, don't we?
I'll
I
look
mean-
over at Abaddon and
No,
be
you
like,
don't.
he would be mad if we didn't go.
And wouldn't that now be the best time? He's gonna be busy cooking, right?
Wait a minute. How did you guys die this last time?
We fought a Knoll army. And I say that, and I look just as calm as humanly possible when I say it.
Do I need to roll, or would I know how stupid it would be to fight an entire Knoll army?
It would be suicide. Yeah, it's absolutely suicide.
Okay.
You know of the Knolls. The Knolls are one of the bigger groups here, and they are vicious, and they actively just fucking cause chaos. They don't try to gain anything. They just gather up every Knoll they can and just fucking fuck shit up.
So you picked a fight, not with a company or a group, but an entire regime.
Well, the last two groups of humans that we encountered, we killed all of them. And then 4 of them begged us to not kill them. And they were our followers for a while. And then we ran into a group of Knolls, and I remember that Knolls are not to be trusted. So,
Of course, they're not supposed to be trusted. They laugh at everything.
I don't remember him laughing.
actually, he looked kind of scared at one point.
I have that effect on people.
And you'll notice that I'm doing my breathing exercises. Okay. Let's go to the chef's office. However, before even touching the lock, I'm gonna do a trap check, because if there's any office in here that's trapped, it's his.
Disguised or the chef's?
The chef's.
right. So you guys are done in this room.
I
I
am at
think
least.
so. Is there any other normal like clothes other than the fine clothes?
I mean, there's the fine clothes. I mean, past that,
There's
there's
a
not.
black suit.
There was
I
there was
grab
another
one.
yeah there was another suit. I would say there's probably some generic stuff like some shirt kind of things and some pants, which you already have shirt and pants on, but
Okay.
they'd probably
There's
be
one
like.
turtleneck with Steve Jobs.
No, there's none of that. I mean, this guy is the guy who greets you at the door. He's the one who sets the experience for everybody. He wears
Maitre
suits.
d'.
He's like a maitre d.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's
The morose.
the head of house. Yes, he is morose. Yeah. Okay, and unless there's anything else you want here. I mean, there's office supplies. You have scraps and bits and bobs, and that's.
I'm
pretty
keeping my klepto as uncontrolled as
Uh,
possible.
I will take paper and whatever there's to write with.
Most of it
Yeah, I
is.
do need that.
Most of it is like vellum.
That's fine.
People vellum.
That's
And there is some ink, which you're just sure is probably just really processed blood or some sort
Sweet.
of vile, nasty stuff.
I bet scrolls come out of it easier.
But there would be enough instruments to get a writing kit if you need a scrivener's kit or
Yeah,
whatever.
a writing set.
All right. So you move out of the room. And again, you find your way across, careful to step not on those tiles, although they are disabled. You still don't know what they do. If they break or something, it's a noise. Take your time, you go up to that door, roll for checks. 23. There are 2 locks, and there seems to be 2 deterrent devices installed on the door. One, on the door handle itself, you can see there's small little indents, which probably mean if you don't disarm it right, things come out of them. Spines, things along those lines. And you can also see at the very top, there's two small rails, and right over the front of the door, there's 2 little locking mechanisms and what looks to be a very, 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 very thin, hard to see piece of wire that's just about neck height. You have a feeling if you don't do something right, that comes out at about neck height, which could be very bad. It's cheese wire, kind of used to cut someone's throat.
Okay. But the wire is not accessible, right? It's embedded.
It's like part of the door. It's very hard to tell, but with a 23, you were able to determine that for sure.
Okay. So I am. I'm gonna make this lockpicking event very hard for myself.
Okay.
But I am going to kind of position my body with my axe holsters, and have one axe out, blade facing towards the door.
Just in case it hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And
it.
then I'm going to try and work around that in order to start picking the lock.
Okay, let's see what you got. Give me a couple lockpick checks. Or
Okay.
first, are you trying to disable the traps or just pick the lock?
Well, it sounds like the wire one is not able to be disabled.
It is. It just takes a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take the time to try and do this, or do you want me just to get this room open?
So you said 2 traps, the wire and the embedded in the handle, right?
And the handle
That's-
poison trap, yeah.
Since we're aware of them both, make sure you grab the handle by not the palm and duck under the cheese thing. You could essentially just not trigger both, right?
Well, you'll
I have a
trigger them
defense-
and they'll go off. You just will
I
know
have a
of them
defense
and
for
you-
the cheese trap. I'm not too worried
Mhm.
about that. I feel like I have the traps understood, so I'm not really worried about springing them. I'm more worried about the timing of it all. So I'm just gonna go for the straight lockpick.
Okay, let's get the tool check then.
Mm.
14. Tink. Break one of your picks.
Fuck.
You're only trained in thievery?
You can try again.
Yeah, I'm only trained.
Okay.
You feel you could try again,
Yeah.
but if you fail this time, it's probably gonna be jammed. Like you'll have to you'll either take time to fish out the broken piece to try again, or you'll have too much debris in there. 17. So that exactly meets it. The DC was 15, and I added 2 for difficulty from failing the first time. You get it in there, wedge it in perfectly. It's incredibly tight, but you're able to kind of. You hear a nice little click as you're pretty sure the door is unlocked. Traps are still armed, but the door is unlocked.
Okay. I'm going to. What do I have? You put that red suit on?
Yes.
You did? Give me your old shirt.
Toss to you.
I'm going to wind up the shirt, and I'm going to loop it across the door so that there's a hard loop, and I'm going to pull and give.
Perfect. So you're just trying to open the door and set the traps off without getting hit by him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, easily done. You do that, and you hear a twang, like a thing click off, and you can see the shirt gives a little bit as there's like sharp blades that protrude through the back end of it, and then the cheese slicer around the neck height extends out, and then as the door you open it up, it is open. You push it in, or
Yeah, but I'm gonna like.
Yeah. Do it with the foot and then
Yeah.
duck.
the door opens slowly, and then you can see as the door moves, there's a mechanism which pushes the cheese grater or the cheese wire back in and kind of resets the trap. So it's like that's always going to go there unless you turn it off. And you see the following when you open the door. For those of you on the outside looking in, not on the side, your little view is a little different, but the two of you looking in see a large, very Spartan room. Very, very just absolute bare, save for a few things. One, there's a very large desk in the middle of the thing, and a very large chair, sized for creatures larger than medium, bigger folks. There is a little device, which Voth understands is some sort of like a hot plate, something like that, that exists there. There is a pot. You immediately have that smell of coffee. It's your nose. You're like, oh shit, this guy's got the motherfucking gourmet stuff. Either that or it's the only coffee in hell. So it's probably still the gourmet shit. There is that in the back. There is a chalkboard that looks like it's broken in different various places, and chunks of bone white chalk just sitting there. Menus written on the thing with different substitutions, things like that. That takes up almost one whole wall. There is a large pile of rugs, fur, kind of like soft stuff, in one corner, and there is a chest with literally 2 locks, chains, a padlock on top of it. And sitting in the chair is a large creature, probably 7.5 feet tall. Hard to tell when they're sitting down. Very, very large, very chunky. And they look at you. They have broken glasses that they kind of have at the edge of their nose. Disgusting black, just kind of greasy hair, a disgusting face. You have no idea what it is, Voth. It just looks like an incredibly morbidly obese person. Horus and Slaw, that's an ogre. That's 100% a fucking ogre. As it's sitting there, and it looks up for you, and it has like it's like chef whites on, and they're kind of slightly things. Is come in. Why are you here?
I'll just kind of step up and be like, excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. I know you're very busy, but unfortunately, a guest sent something back and said they wanted to talk to the chef.
Give me a deception check like a motherfucker.
Well, because I'm also wearing like the head of house. Fucking thing.
Yeah. And the reason I'm allowing this is because you picked up on the broken glasses. The ogre can't see very well. He doesn't know who it is, but he knows what a red shoe looks like. And he gets a nat 20 on it, of course. A 29, and he goes, "You sound different. Are you under the weather? Make sure you drink some tea."
Yes, sir. I will, sir.
Which table?
666.
Taken ill. You don't have that many tables.
Oh, sorry, sir.
When we looked over the balcony, how many tables did we see?
Yeah, I guess I...
Give me an intelligence, just a dice with your intelligence bonus on it.
Alright, here we go.
You're like, fuck, recall information. Actually,
Yeah.
isn't recall knowledge a thing?
Yeah, recall knowledge is.
There's a lot of different skills.
Yeah,
that
do
recall knowledge, so.
let's do just a recall knowledge, and you can use just, I guess, just fucking just do the int thing like I said.
Yeah, alright.
Makes more sense. Because it's not a
Here's my
specific
D20
knowledge.
plus 3.
Oh!
23!
Y'all motherfuckers know there's other dice
Look at
numbers
that.
than 20,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so a
Okay.
23. You remember looking out there, just some weird quirk you have. There's 12 tables.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. I look at him and
666.
I bow slightly and I'm like, sorry to overspeak, but it was table 4. And then I step behind the red.
Give me a
Stupid
deception check
individual.
too. But Jesus Christ.
Oh no! Here we go. Here we go, boys.
It's not too difficult. Jesus Christ.
A 16.
Yeah. He goes, table 4. Okay. Make sure that the Sioux know to punish the runners for table 4, and make sure that the head of table 4 is dealt with. We don't accept any sendbacks here. And the ogre stands. Smell funny.
It's the sickness, sir.
God damn it. Sounds like orc.
So I have not entered the room. I'm still crouched, and I'm just trying to peel my way back around the corner from this doorway so that I can't be seen.
Yeah. Whatever it is, wherever you were that had an orc, make sure you go throw that out. It's gone bad. Definitely,
Yes, sir.
definitely disgusting. And he steps up and he pulls a fucking huge meat cleaver. It's about the size of Horus, and it's just a huge slab of sharpened metal. And he's like, clink! I have to go deal with my customers. Thank you. And he walks out of the room.
I when he goes to the doorway, I go into the hall and away from him. Like,
Like,
let him
fuck.
pass in
Yeah.
front of me. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I give the like slight bow with while I'm holding my shield. So if he does see me, I'm looking like don't fucking kill me, please.
I'm just white knuckling it so hard not to go into a rage.
Actually, because you're near me, you would actually feel a little less because of my martial. You have a +1 against fear effects.
So just so you're aware, I'm pretty sure that's a stance, right?
No, it's an aura.
Oh, it's just an aura? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Never mind
it's
then.
just
I
always
think
on.
that-
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's
Okay.
why I did it.
Yeah. That's really cool. But yeah, I definitely just kind of bow and get out of the way, and hopefully he leaves and we can now loot his room too. So.
Well, he has left, and his office is there.
Did the magic item seem like it's what cleaver he took with him or something different?
No, probably something different.
I see the massively locked chest, and I know what I'm here to do.
Ha!
Okay.
I'll look over at Voth and be like, should I be petty?
I believe we should get what we need and get out. If we needed to fight that creature, I'm not sure our odds would be good.
Oh no, fuck that guy now. No, 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 no. No. Smells like a gross orc. Fuck him. No.
Oh, we're stealing everything.
We're not leaving until we pick this room clean. I want to
Alright.
find his lucky underwear.
I'll look at you and be like, just give the nod, as I point my hand at his chalkboard menu.
Oh
Okay.
God, you're gonna fuck his menu.
I press to digitate the menu
Ooh.
off of the board.
Chalk just falls to the ground.
We're friends now.
You're like, I like
That's
these
what
ones.
little petty I can get behind.
And I'll start working on the locks on the chest.
Okay. 3 disable checks, please.
I'm using
What-
Abaddon with Snoop to keep his eyes or ears open for screams from downstairs, so that we have like a timetable kind of thing.
Say that again.
So Abaddon's got Snoop, which pretty much he's ready to relay any snippet of gossip it catches. Keeps his eyes and ears always open to gather information. So I'm gonna have that so that if we hear screams from the downstairs or anything like that from when the chef deals with table 4, we have kind of a timetable as to we need to get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
So
And that's thievery, right, for disable?
I'd imagine using the or the tools or whatever it is, but yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to pick a lock.
oh no.
Fuck.
Snap. You're fairly certain that that one's not going to open without a lot of luck.
Try the next one.
21.
Click, that one opens. Click, that one opens. Just one more.
Okay, but that's the one that I got the 1 on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying again.
You can. I'm gonna give you. If you fuck up a lockpick, I'll give you another chance. It just takes longer.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
since
That's fine.
you have bone tools, they break off inside and make it
Mm.
harder. So
Okay.
you can try. Oh my god. It was like on that 20, it was like, no. The DC was 15 with a broken lockpick of 5 inside. You still met the 20, so 23. You
Okay.
open the third to this chest. One, these chains are pristine. They're fairly well. They're actually look newish. They look fairly good. The locks, other than the one you have broken off into, good as well. So those are useful maybe. Some chains, probably about 10 feet of chain, a couple locks, and then you have the chest. All you gotta do is open it.
Okay. I'll take the chain and I will do like a couple wraps around my waist and then a wrap or two around my chest. Very tunic style.
Okay.
And then I will check the chest for any sort of trap.
Okay. Give me a perception. Notice a trap. There's a trap. Don't know how, but there's some sort of drawing on the edges of this thing, and it's just causing some sort of issue. Like it's not complete. You don't know enough about this
Okay.
to fix it. You haven't really seen it, but you know that you can you have a feeling if you complete the drawing the right way, something might
Okay.
happen. You ask for
Okay.
help.
Is this, you guys? Is this a magic thing?
I'll look
I,
at it. And
I've never
pulse.
had to deal with a magical lock before.
Pulse your detect magic.
Yeah.
There is a magical trap there, as well as magic inside the chest.
I'll look at the two of you and be like, I can help with this.
Okay, what do we do?
Haven't
At the
done
mention
this
of a
before.
magical trap, I'm going to get distance from them as they're doing this.
Okay.
Mark. Um, I don't know why, but this last death made me remember something. I kind of take a moment, kind of warm my hands up a little bit, and then I cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay. You can feel the energy thrum, and that little drawing that's on the edge of the lip disappears.
Okay.
Now,
Then.
does the spell
Oh.
do it permanently? 10 minutes. Okay.
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. So the drawing doesn't disappear completely, it fades. Very, 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 very much. Incredibly subtle.
And I would have the instincts enough to know that I should feel safe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it definitely changed, and you're like, I don't feel any more give, or I don't feel any more pull from this little bit.
All right, I'll open her up.
You push and like pulling two magnets apart.
Mm-hmm.
You open it up, and inside there's a very grisly thing. Seems to be a very small, frail person wrapped in a very beautiful cloak, holding a little staff. But they turn their head to look at you.
Do they look fiendish in nature?
Looking at them, they look like a halfling.
It's probably dessert.
I'll look over at it and be like, we're here to help you.
Are we? Is this what we do? Is this what you do?
I'll look at you and be like, well, we helped you.
Oh well, I
Fuck.
mean,
All right.
She has a staff. If that's magic, then she could be useful. People who are useful can join us. Those who cannot fall behind.
okay. I'm pretty sure he'll be pissed that we took this. Is there anything else that looks to be of any sort of value or?
Nope. It looks like
Okay.
this was very, very, very much under lock and key.
Cool. I'm gonna stand on the edge of the chair that the chef was sitting in, and I'm going to just take a fat orc shit on it.
He's actually sitting. Okay.
Nice.
All right. He's gonna actually dookie
Beautiful.
on it. I love it. Okay.
I'm
disgusting.
gonna pick up the halfling.
I'd offer to carry her actually.
Okay.
If, I could move faster.
Give me a whatever check you think. She is incredibly frail. You feel like moving her might hurt her if you do it wrong. Describe to me how you do this.
Oh, she looks that bad? Like
She
emaciated
looks
kinda
like
deal?
she looks like a Holocaust victim. To put it into
Okay.
just no blunt terms, it looks like this has been the place she's been in for a very long time.
Okay.
Do I feel like a heal
Knowing
spell
that.
would be beneficial for her?
Yeah.
She probably needs something more like restorations.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
have those, just not ready. Because I can get rid of illnesses. Okay, so seeing that, first I kind of twist my hand and you would see water out of the air just start to materialize into a little globule. And
That's
I
cool.
offer her water. And I'm like, come with us, we can help you.
A little hand reaches up towards the water, touches it, puts it to her lips. You have a very, very this creature is so frail you're not sure they could talk.
It's okay, we can fix that. All right. For a focus point, I'm going to cast Life Boost on her, as she gets fast healing too.
That's useful. Okay.
I'm virtually a wizard, so I'm going to try to wizard out of this problem.
I'm watching all this magic shit happen, and it's aiding in the shitting in the chair because I'm just like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I'm shitting myself while shitting myself.
Yeah, if you wanted to know what cantrip I used Draw Moisture for her.
I know. You told
Okay.
me about that one. The life coming back to her, you can see there's a little bit of
I'll just when we were able to find the base equipment, was there like rations and stuff?
no. You're in a restaurant. They wouldn't have that's useful. They'll add that to the stocks.
Fair enough.
Do you mention food?
I would have said if only, a little bit of food would be useful.
Well, if we can get to a safe place, I can make us food.
So reading the situation and how frail that she looks, would it be fair to say that since I have very deft hands, I might be able to articulate her a little bit better with something like maybe an acrobatics check or even a thievery check to take something precious from...
I like that. I like
Okay.
that. Let's go ahead and do that. Whichever one you want to take.
They're the same.
It was explained well enough.
Yeah, like perhaps a thievery check. Well, I guess technically, yeah, you're taking it from a treasure chest. So yeah, 14. I'll call that good enough. It's rough, and you grab on, and it's like almost you feel like your fingers dig into the whatever skin and muscle they have. Very, very little. But as you do that, there's just a bit of like a wave of sadness washes over you just seeing this pathetic creature. Even here, to let something get this bad when you can just die and respawn, this is cruel. And then it has this beautiful cloak on that's way bigger than it is, and it's kind of wrapped in this cloak. It's got fur and jeweled. It's gaudy, to say the least. And the staff itself looks incredibly ornate, carved wood, things like that.
Does she have like a death grip on the staff?
For her, yes.
Okay.
However, you could probably just be like, "This is mine now."
So I'll take off my hooded vest, and I will wrap her in it in the best of my ability. I know that all the white or whatever the material is can't be covered by my vest, but at least she'll look dirtier or dingier. And then the staff, I'll just place across my back, tightening with the chains that I had wrapped around my body.
So before you do that, as you grab the staff, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Of course, it hurts.
Yes,
Okay.
of course it does. Unless you are
It's a fortitude save.
unless you are. Well, let's see what we get here first. A 19, that's good enough. It feels sickening to grab this staff. As you touch it, it's like, ugh. It is disgusting. You can put it on your back though.
Okay.
You're like just touching the staff.
Okay. So I'll be basically shirtless, have her in as much of a cradle
little
ball as
ball,
possible. Yeah. And then have the chains around me and the staff.
Which one of you said you had diabolic as a language?
I do.
There are diabolic runes up and down that staff.
Ooh.
I was about to
I'll
ask
point that
a little
out.
bit more details. Huh.
Yeah, the staff is made of a white wood. It's kind of has carved into it in like almost black, kind of like almost inky bleeding things into the runes, demonic runes. They're arcane, or no, they're divine runes. They look like some sort of magical script. And as you read them, it's literally profane prayers to a dark lord, to the Duke of the Iron City, to the Lord of the second level, the Iron Duke.
I'll say that out loud. I'll be like, that's what's on the staff.
Cool. That means nothing to me. I took a fat shit in that orc's chair. He's going to be able to smell me for weeks. We should probably leave.
That's a good call. As we're like, getting ready to go. One question I do have: the like robes she was wearing, they seem like almost religious in nature. Like
Yeah,
vestiges.
We're not
maybe.
gonna strip the poor dying girl.
No.
No, 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 no.
No, this is just informational. That's why I was curious.
Oh, okay.
Because seeing that and then her having that staff, I'm gonna be like, do you think this could be some sort of daughter herald of his?
Well, hopefully he's rich and he can pay us later. Let's get out. I'm really not kidding about that orc stink.
Yeah.
I got you.
I said as we're getting going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the doors wooden?
For the most part, yeah. They're kind of like scrapped together with some other stuff, but mostly wood, yeah.
Is the interior of the floors like wood?
No,
or
it's tile.
Stone.
It's that
all
white.
tile?
It's that white
Okay.
kind of like hospital tile.
Gotcha. Okay. Are the walls stone as well?
Yeah, a stone, for the most part, yeah. Kind of like maybe covered with some like spackle and some like mortar and stuff, just kind of give a texture, not look like just stacked stones.
Start looking for an egress.
Well,
Is there a way outside from here?
From here? Okay.
From this floor?
So you're continuing your search of the way out.
Yeah.
Other than a set of stairs down, didn't see anything out so far, at least in these rooms.
So, when we've exited the room, I'm going to close the door, and I want to break a bone pick inside of the lock.
Just to
Hold
jam
on,
the
I
door.
gotta. Well, I want to reset the traps and then break the bone pick.
The traps look like they reset as the door opened and closed. So.
Even the spiky one on the handle. Oh, okay, cool. Then if that's the case, yeah, when I close it, I wanna toss a pick in there and break it off, so that hopefully
Sure.
they go off on him when he tries to open the door.
All right. Okay. So, you have, as you guys are walking out of there, you hear the bell. Doom, doom, big loud resonance. And from what you were told earlier, it signals the next course. You also hear screams, and Abaddon's snoop kind of goes off as a table is called and served hot and fresh to the rest of the guests. Guys have the stairs down. You have the balcony more, or you can go back down into the belly. You could try to get onto the floor. You could go through the kitchen. Those are your options. A lot of places to go, or you can explore more and try to find another way out.
So we're on that little balcony where we're able to see down there. So us going, I guess, up would be through the kitchens and then through where all these staff and people are. Like how, seeing just the layout and stuff, like how easy do we think this is gonna be for us to like sneak out of if we're going out that way?
Well, the kitchen, the back kitchen staff is probably doing a ton of work of prep and stuff like that, and they bring it out to the finishing kitchen. They do that and then serve it. The floor out there looks very sparse. It's just a few people here and there. The guests, the customers, the chefs, things like that. You have no idea about the back house. The layout, it could be massive. It could be teeny tiny. You have no idea. Remember, you woke up in here. You have no idea how large the building looks from the outside. The best bet would be, hopefully, your friend Slaw here might have remembered something on his drunken stupor inn.
How long was the rope?
50 feet. It's 50 feet of silken rope.
Okay. I'll look at the two and be like, all right, here's my idea. We find a nice point that we can anchor off of and rappel down or climb down the rope?
I'm fine. I don't know if I can carry this thing though while I go down. Can someone catch it, or can the soup dragon take it?
I think
It's
that
not
imp
a
would
soup
see us
dragon.
if we tried to do it that route.
Well, my other idea as a distraction was to set fire to their bedrooms, and maybe the imp would detect that and then fire the building.
Well, here's my thinking. We didn't go down because you thought the chef was going to be down. Well, the chef's going to be coming back to his office up here, so I'm thinking it might be a little bit more likely there might be a path outwards if we go down farther, some more secret path.
I mean, at this rate, we either make it out or we all die together. So wherever you guys want to go.
Okay, so just so I'm right, so we carved our way through the fucking hateful flesh up to another floor, and there were bedrooms and stuff, and then we found another stairwell going down that was untainted, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's where we're assuming the chef went. So, okay, and then we can go back out the way we are through the hateful flesh. There's an overhang to see everything, and then we can zigzag back down that hallway. Is that what you're suggesting? Is we go back down?
Yeah, I'm thinking we go back down and then descend because now we know the chef doesn't go, or is up, not down, because that's why we didn't want to go down originally.
True. I'm willing to give it a shot. I'll look over at Slaw.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to what would be deeper than a larder in such a chef-filled place, you know what I mean? Usually the larder would be the deepest thing.
True.
That's fine. I'm more than willing to go down and out. I think we've, unless you want to cut a hole through the ceiling, I don't really know if there's any point in trying to continue going up.
Is there more stairs going up?
Yes. You would assume. Yeah, sorry. You would assume there are more stairs going up. You just have no idea how far up it goes. The floor, to put it like a little visual, the floor you were on was here.
Right.
Here was the balcony floor, right?
Okay.
Here's the shaft of all the, that you guys were going up before you got to the part that was occluded. Then you cut up this way. There's obviously the room over here, which is the ballroom, which would mean probably the kitchen is right here next to it. And then down below, yeah, that is a very good mystery.
Okay.
Because we are closer to the down below than the ballroom, right?
Right.
When we were in that first hallway.
Yep.
And we chose not to cut
Okay.
through the kitchen initially.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we bypassed the kitchens, all that stuff. So yeah, let's go back down and just see what's there, since nobody should really be down there if the chef isn't.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, or the ingredients would be down there.
Well, if you value this creature's life, either one of you should take it if I'm going to take the lead, or I can hold on to it, but one of you is going to have to be in front of me.
I'll take it. I can fight without weapons.
Okay. Well, then let's head down, and I'll pass you, baby. You're muted.
No,
Yep, I grab baby and hold her in one arm.
Sorry, this called for ice cream, so.
Ooh, ice cream sounds
No, you're good.
Of course you say that right as I'm pretty sure the ice cream place is closing.
Which one, there's one that's open till like fucking midnight in Tempe.
There's like Andy's right next to me.
Oh, okay. But yeah, anyway, so as I try to get this chocolate syrup out the motherfucking thing. So you guys descend down. Is there any precautions? Are you trying to be stealthy about this, or are you just making your way down?
How much does being stealthy like slow us down in this? Is that considerable or?
Not really. I mean, it just a little bit more time, which might cause more anxiety, which might cause more slip-ups.
I'd say probably stealthily.
Okay. Give me stealth checks
Come
then.
on. Oh, hang on.
Now, I know you said she was weak, but when we take steps and we make movements, is she wincing every single time or anything like that?
Every now and then for like difficult steps, but
Okay.
One thing I'll note is so they can only move at 25 feet. I can actually move at 35 feet. So that's the other kind of thing is I'm actually moving slower when I'm carrying her as far as like what my speed would be. So if that helps meet my handling checks of her at all, I just want to note that.
okay. All right. 7. Stealth is just so good.
I'm a sneaker rogue.
Oh my gosh.
I'm carrying this woman, okay? She's,
Oh yeah, you
know,
want a stealth check?
Yes, sir. That'd be wonderful.
Okay.
Sorry, my dog is incredibly dumb. Come on, inside.
most of them.
Oh no, I hero point.
Okay.
I love how your nat 1 is still better than my.
Yeah, because I'm trained.
Yeah, I might
Thank God.
go through a training montage.
Way better.
24 is a lot better than the 8.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way down, back towards the area you came from, sneaking past all the dark shadows and corners you know of. You don't run into anybody, which you can tell. But you do get back down to that spot before you headed up, where you had the option to go further back. And you can definitely hear a commotion coming from that direction.
From the further back?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of commotion?
Sounds like somebody's rummaging very loudly.
I'll kind of slow down and peek around the corner if possible to kind of get a lay of the situation.
Yeah,
Alright.
I want to stay back hearing the rummaging. I know I'm not the most
You can
stealthy
hear
person.
as you move forward. You get, and I'm assuming you kind of like maybe peeking out around the corner to see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a large corridor, no illumination, but your orc eyes are able to see a little bit. As you kind of look down there, you can see the shadow of the chef. He's down there, and you hear him tossing things. And there's another voice. Can't quite make out what it says, but it's softer. You hear the ogre chef.
I need to check something real fast
Sure.
before I do something stupid.
Something stupid is our middle name.
We were so clean through all of this. I'm just waiting for the stupid idea to come through.
You guys
The-
have done incredibly well so far.
Griffin's back, baby.
The
Does
chef, what he's just rummaging,
It sounds like it.
not
He's-
really paying attention.
I would say you have no clue. He's in you see a down long hallway, a large
Okay.
opening. You can see his shadow on the wall, and it sounds like he's rummaging. You have no idea.
Okay. So, question.
Got answers.
What if I wanted to do a shove trip kind of maneuver in one rather than one or the other? I'm trying to shove two trip or something of that nature.
Now my question is he blocking our point of egress?
You don't see another way past unless you go through that room. You don't see another direction of travel.
Okay, what does the room look like?
You can't tell. You'd have to get up closer. I'm assuming you guys are stealthed up to this to where you can just hear it. There's probably about a 25-foot hallway, and then the opening to another room on the left, or excuse me, on the right, and you can just see the ogre's shadow moving along the outsides. And it sounds like he's rummaging through stuff, but you do hear another voice, a softer voice.
So would I be able to do like a trip or shove maneuver together?
Tell me exactly what the outcome is, and I'll tell you if you could do it.
So, if he was right in front of us and I wanted to just boulder over him to knock him prone and get him out of the way, I just don't know if I would get that result from trip or shove.
I would say you could do a little bit of both. Depends.
Okay.
If you're looking to knock him prone, that would be a trip.
Yeah.
And then, how big was he though?
The ogre? He's ogre
Yeah.
sized. He's large.
Yeah.
Okay, just large, because one thing I'll know is you can only trip something a certain number of sizes bigger than you. If it's too
No.
big, you can't trip it.
Only you can trip something a certain number of sizes bigger than you.
Fair enough.
Somebody took Titan Wrestling or whatever, right?
Yeah, I did.
I'll be taking it in a couple levels, don't you worry.
Okay. So then, if I know it to be around the shadow, I'm gonna look to the two of you and be like, look, I'm gonna cause a distraction, and the two of you just get out. I should be able to catch up with you. Hopefully he can't get back on his fat fucking feet nearly as fast as I can knock him down.
I'm about a combat assessment check when we saw that dude when he was wielding that cleaver and stuff like that. This dude feel that air of I don't want to fuck with him as he walked by.
His size alone is astonishing. You're not as familiar as these other two, but it's big. For you two, you would be like, that's a fat ogre. And that's saying a lot, because ogres are pretty big. That guy is big. He's gluttonous big. He's huge. He eats. He's a kingpin kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
He is the room when he's there.
Yeah, I'll just kind of look at you when you kind of mention this plan. I'll just be like, I don't wish to underestimate your prowess, friend, but I think that creature might be a bit too large, and I'm thinking our better plan would be to potentially hide or pick a different route and wait for him to pass rather than trying to engage them right now.
I appreciate your concern, but I haven't survived as many times as I have by just taking the easy road.
Well,
I'll look at you and be like, what did he do to you?
Called me orc trash. You didn't hear him up there?
ah,
Yeah.
this one gets offended easily.
Isn't the goal to get out?
I'm not arguing that.
Okay.
Yeah, just different methods. He did seem to have bad eyesight. There's a second voice. Maybe we can convince that one not to rat us out. I can be rather persuasive.
Down here in his kitchen.
You never know until you try, like you said.
I just kind of flashed my axe and I'm like, I'll just melt something with electricity.
All I know is I look like one of the masters here. Who knows? Maybe I can pass another deception off.
Unless that's who you run into on the other side there.
Oh, well,
Right now, Surprise is our greatest friend. He doesn't know we're coming. I can handle a creature of his stature. Wouldn't be the first time.
So you want to run in and knock that big thing over, is the plan.
He's not that big.
I'll look at you and give you the thumbs up. Go forth.
And you guys just run. And then I'll catch up.
Understood.
Okay.
Now this is, so he's doing that. I guess where are we running towards? Like,
That's
because
just it.
our
We
plan
don't
was
know.
just to go down. Okay.
This is on the way out of down. Like this is the further path of down. Just has this guy in your way.
Well, I know we can cut back though, right?
You could, and then you could try to find another way out. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like this isn't our NL absolute. We have to go this way.
Well, for the most part, if we do try to go back, our only other option was the kitchen that we haven't gone through yet.
Yep.
It's getting caught by however many cooks, or just getting caught by this one guy plus one more.
Let's fucking go. Let's do it.
Nick's like, I have an
I'm-
axe. It's ready to
That's
go.
right. Let's go.
All right, you make your way down the hall
So-
cautiously.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to. As I get closer towards it and he gets louder and louder, I'm gonna start my breathing exercises, but they're gonna be less calming and more deranged, almost like frothing, and I'm gonna look back at them and look for a nod to show that they're ready.
The only thing I'm gonna note, I know that it'd be hard for him to see anyway, but I'm gonna make sure like any of this woman in my arm showing is covered, like so he can't see it. It's just just cloth in my arm to him.
So you're gonna try to hide the very gaudy cloak she was into. It's also wrapped up in the shirt.
The cloth is, I don't mind the cloth showing, but just more of just
Okay.
her itself.
Okay. All right. So the person underneath is hidden, but their accoutrements are not. Okay.
Yeah. It's still a bundle of cloth, more like I could have stole sheets or something rather than stole a small halfling.
Okay.
As we're moving closer, I get low so Abaddon can crawl up on my back.
He crawls up on your back.
Yeah, and I'll be farthest and back.
All right.
Okay. All right. I am going to. Okay. I am not even going to analyze what's going to be around the corner. I'm just going to handle the situation as I see it. And I just ring myself around the corner, and I just scream out, "Hey, you fat fuck! Look what you're missing for dinner!" And I'm going to go into a rage, and I am going to fully charge Bobby Boucher. And just
It's
completely...
Boucher on play over here in the,
Yeah.
the orc versus the chef. All right.
And so, I can do that instead. I'm actually going to use my bashing charge feat,
Okay.
and you smash, bust, and charge through solid obstacles without hesitation. Stride twice, once during your movement. If your movement passes through or ends in an adjacent door or window, you can attempt to athletics checks to force it open. But it's all for the flow of just getting this done, right?
Okay.
Makes sense?
Sure.
All right, and I just want to knock this fucker down.
All right.
Would you like an acrobatics or an athletics check?
Before we do that, let's just get a
Okay.
kind of a layout of the room,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
I will tell you what's up.
This is the most Leroy Jenkins fucking bullshit I think I've seen in D&D.
Yeah, it's up there.
We're just winging it. Griffin wants to ring it, and he wants to tackle something, and I'm alright with it.
Yeah, Nick wanted to jump down and fight a fucking ballroom full of guests earlier. So.
Oh yeah, I did. I wanted to be the dude that everybody's like, oh my god, and I'm just swinging. Just going to town. What were they gonna do? Poke me with forks? Come on.
Okay, so I'm gonna move you to the Theater of the Mind page. And this is what you have. The two of you in this hallway, there's a little room with a set of double doors on the back end. The double doors look like they are addition to, not original construction. This looks like a interesting place. You see in this room the large gluttonous ogre in the middle with his axe, his big cleaver, and there's another small creature, a halfling woman, chained to the walls, stuck inside this place. You can see there is various cooking apparatus around her, all sorts of kind of stuff sitting there, as well as there is what looks to be like 2 slain guards in the corner. Looks like they have been freshly murdered as they're just bleeding out on the floor. As you turn around and yell out this shit, the fucking ogre turns. Let's see what you roll. Like, what are you getting after? I'm gonna count this as a surprise round. Fucking match! 20!
There we fucking go.
Everybody, one of you tonight is just fucking 20 to you can't see me. Just can't even do it. Can't even do it. Alright, so describe exactly what you're trying to do one more time. So I get a good idea of it.
Okay, we're gonna do a little boucher parlay,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna run in, insult him, and just head down, raging and frothing, and just run right into his gut. And the goal is to knock him prone.
Okay, and is it opposed athletics or how's it done for that?
I think that's your decision because it's like a trip check.
Trip PF2E. Let's double check real quick. Trip action. All right, you try to knock a creature turn. Attempt an athletics check against their reflex DC, so it's a set. His reflex DC is a 7, so I think you got him. Let me just double
You can't
check.
even make that check.
Let me just make sure.
Oh, you can crit succeed.
Reflex. Okay, this would be under. Alright. Let's try this. I just want to double check one thing. How to determine
No problem.
reflex DC PF2E. I'm pretty sure it's just the thing. 10 plus the creature's modifier for that type of roll, all modifiers and bonuses and penalties that would. Okay, so it would be a 17 would be his thing because 10 plus the 7 that he has. So yeah, you totally blow it away and you would critically succeed. However, I believe critically succeeding does. Let's double check to make sure. I haven't done it yet. Critical success. The target falls and lands prone and takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Alright, so go ahead and roll 1d6 and we'll add that to his tally of pain. As
He add his rage damage to that 1d6.
If he would, right? If he
It's
would add
plus
it.
2.
So
Yeah.
total of 7 damage then. Okay. Okay, so as you come in around the corner and scream, you grab him and crash him into some of the cooking apparatus, just splashing hot, boiling liquids, crashing of like scavenged metal pots and pans and stuff, just bash into this dude as he's like, oh, what the oh shit, he got me. As you're like, boom, you hit him with that hard like Goldberg WWE fucking spear, just knock him just through shit. He's into the fucking stuff. He's prone and stumbled. Go ahead, I'm gonna put you right next to him. He's like, but he's like, oh shit, and he falls back. I think that's a good time for us to roll initiative, so let's go ahead and have that happen. Pop that out. Have him roll initiative.
Now, should my initiative still be with perception, or should it be
It's
something
whatever
different?
whatever you wanted to roll it with. And the only thing you'd have to do is like if it's with like a weird skill, you got to tell me how you're using that skill to act first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since I have the upper hand, I'm gonna roll with athletics.
Sure.
Because I'm I'm like on top of his belly. And I'm just like right. Okay.
Yeah, you're used to wrestling, so you're just going off of motion at this point.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Okay.
Can I use intimidation?
How are you gonna come? You don't even see this guy yet, but yeah, you can. You've got to tell me how.
So I, this level, ended up taking intimidating prowess. So just my size and my demeanor exudes like threatening presence to where even if they like couldn't understand the same language as me, they'd still be afraid.
Okay. Sure. All right. Go ahead and roll initiative then. Shit, dude.
Sorry. Man.
Everyone's names with their mouse flying all over the place freaks me the fuck out because it's like watching little Zelda tails just go all over the place, and I'm like, what the fuck? Listen.
Hey, listen. All right. So with that being said, everybody moving and kind of getting a feel for what's going on. Loth, you're able to move quicker. What do you do? Now you are holding the halfling, correct?
Yep. I'm gonna say I probably move a bit slower for that. I'll move at like a half speed just to try to kind of keep her safe. Let's see. So I can't really see too much of what's going on right now. I guess I'd stride once. And then stride a second time, see what the fuck he's done here. And then what's this?
That is a halfling woman that is chained to the thing and kind of just like in a cook's role.
In a cook's, okay. And then is she all bloodied up and stuff like that, or is she
pristine, not even touched?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and activate my dragon stance.
Okay.
That's my last action. And for that, you'll just kind of see me kind of take a big deep breath, and you'll actually kind of notice me kind of like set my shoulders backwards.
Okay. All right. With that, the ogre takes a turn to stand up, grabs his cleaver, pushes himself, and he is going to attempt to grab you, Slaw. Actually, he's not going to do that first. He is going to just swing his axe at you. He is going to get a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Damage. Okay. You take 19 points as it comes down hard. It's huge. And he laughs at this point. And you can see the gore and blood that you just kind of pour out seem to kind of attach to him as he grins. Yes. Fucking orcs. That is his... That's 2. 1 to stand up, 1 to swing. He has 1 more left. And he is going to attempt to grab you, I guess. So that would be... grapple. You attempt to grab a creature, attempt an athletics check against their fortitude DC. Alright, so he's going to attempt a athletics against your fortitude DC. What's your fortitude DC, which would be your fortitude bonus plus 10?
17.
Alright, so he's going to...
I'm sorry, 18.
18, alright, and he's going to try to get you. Gotta roll 18 or better. Got you on that one. So he grabs you. That's his turn. He just has you held. So you have the grappled condition. That's... You are grabbed. Okay, and that is that. Next one would be you, oh Slaw. He has grabbed you by one hand, but that just means he doesn't have 2 hands to swing his axe either. So.
I just have a big smile on my face, and just at a quick glance, obviously I know the ogre is in front of me. Is there any cooking equipment down here, ovens or?
There's a shit ton. Yeah, this place has a bunch of pots on like little burner, like little small burning places.
Okay, cool.
Things in jars, things hanging and fermenting. Yes.
I am going to I'm going to take one of the oil bladders and just stuff it in his face. I don't even care that I'm grappled. I'm just gonna take one of the oil bladders that I had, stuff it in his face, and just try to get him to chew it up and grind it up and get that oil all over.
You want to just pour oil on him? Or grease?
Yeah.
Okay, you apply a grease to him as he is covered in disgusting, smelly, rendered fat that is just covered it. You get a little on yourself, but it's 90% on him.
Okay.
He's like, and you do that. That's an action.
For since I always forget, I have to get used to that 3-action economy. For my second or for my next action, I'm going to draw my hatchets, and I actually have quick draw so that the act of moving works with using them.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast use double slice.
So double slice is 2 actions to use.
Right.
Okay.
I used one for the bladder, and then
quick draw lets you draw and attack in the same thing. I don't know if you can draw and do a move in the same thing, can you?
Well, basically, draw is no longer an action. It's just part of the attack.
Can you just link quick strike for me real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think you're right, but I'll check. I just want to double check. Nick, you're up next,
so
by the way.
it's whenever he makes a strike, so he's double striking it within the language. It uses the word strike, so it apply to it. That's how I'm pretty sure it works.
And you know what? The quick draw I have here is for gun. Let me.
It's all the same feat.
It's all the same. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I link again? I don't remember.
There's a little chat bubble next to it. You click the chat bubble.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
I guess that would be its own action.
Yeah. So the double. Yeah.
I thought it was an invisible one.
Yeah, the double slice, you have to have 2 actions to do, and basically it's like I'm taking 2 actions, I'm attacking with both my weapons, and they combine the damage, which is what double slice is for. It's good to be like, if you got damage reduction, I'm hitting you with one big hit, whereas quick draw lets you draw and attack in the same motion. So, I mean, you could still draw and attack, you just couldn't double slice it, so you could still hit him.
Okay, then that's what I'll do. I'll do the 2 draws.
Yep.
And then
snick.
Strike. And
10, that does not hit the ogre. Also, if you target the ogre too, it'll roll against his armor class. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
And a 7 misses too. Fuck.
That's alright.
That's okay. That's alright.
I got the important thing done, so.
Yep.
So you don't need to take that map, because even though you poured oil on him, that's not an attack roll. It's an interact with an object.
So you do.
So your first one doesn't need that -4, so you would be at a 14 instead of a 10.
Oh, okay.
14 still misses by a little bit. It looks like he's just got thick. Those chef whites are pretty thick, and he managed to get out of the way of both those attacks. You land both. He's holding onto your waist like he's grabbing you, and you just take both axes. And you're like, shit. At least he's covered in grease.
Yeah, I got my most important thing done, so we're good to go.
All right, Horace, you were up next. What is it that you do?
I come running around the corner, and so I'm running around the corner. Griffin, are you gonna do something to light him on fire?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds crazy.
I was literally looking through my spell list, and I was like, I don't really have. I can, but I don't have the best way to do it.
Oh, I totally can, but that's why I was asking. Okay.
If
so
you can do it, do it. That's what's most important.
Okay. As I come around the corner, can I clearly see that he is now covered in grease?
Yeah, he's glistening.
He's glistening? Okay.
Yeah.
My halo pops out automatically, and I guess I'd be bringing my axe back, and you would just see it erupt in flames as I come over with an overhand chop and use a spell strike on him.
Okay.
There's this. Does it up 16 misses? Okay.
16 misses. Armor class is 18. So
Oh,
you.
isn't he flat-footed? No, he stood up. That's right.
So yeah, he is stood up. He does.
Because if he's not prone, he would have stood up.
Yeah, he has. So he's. Let me just make sure. Grabbed. You're held in place. Yeah, no. So he's good. Yeah, he has only one hand free because he's holding. He's holding Slaw, but.
Okay. Then yeah. So you see me hit him, and my axe just kind of bounces off of him, but it's still on fire. And that's it.
Okay.
That's all my actions.
All right. Voth, before we get to your turn, you see the little withered hand of the creature for you kind of reach up. This is kind of a fucked up thing to do, but I love it. Let's go ahead and have you give me a will save as the little halfling tries to fear you.
And this is the one across the room or the one in my arms?
The one that you're
Just to be
holding.
clear. Okay, that's what I thought.
The corrupted priest that you guys have been carrying around this whole time.
Let's see here. It was a will save, you said?
A DC 20 will save, yep.
I might have had an addition I could do to that.
20, it's good enough.
Yep.
So failure or success, the target is frightened 1.
Yep. So still gets a little something out of it.
You're more startled by anything as this little creature reaches up and you can feel the thrum of magic, and as it does this, you can see its body wither away. All the fast healing that had started to kind of patch up and give her a little bit more boost goes away as there's like she just tries to fear you, and that's about it. So I don't know what frightened 1 is. What is that? That gives you
So frightened basically
like,
gives you a -1 to just about everything,
right.
and then it after every round it goes down by 1.
Okay. So with that, it is your turn, Voth. What do you do?
So this thing's still in my
Yeah.
arms. Oh, okay.
Fucking field goal.
Yeah. How do I want to do this? How do I feel like it's gonna take more than one hit to maybe kill this thing? Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this thing's body is made of tissue paper right now.
Okay.
I did give it back 10 HP.
It has 11 HP.
There you go.
I
tried to save it.
Fuck
Tried.
this.
No, you guys still
Okay.
could. It's doing what it can do.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with a flurry of blows.
Hit the half. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the bam. Do that on. That's gonna be the first roll. I'm gonna guess that hits.
Armor class is 17.
Well, you hit the ogre.
Yeah. You targeted the
The
ogre. Yeah,
but
the
well, I didn't create a token for me to target.
yeah. So 25 is still good. That hits.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
And then I'll just go ahead and roll my second one.
That one hits as well.
Oh, bam.
Yeah, that creature's off guard and all sorts of shit. So 4, and roll the rest. You already know how many hit points it has. 7. That's 11. That's enough to kill it. You hit it. You hit the creature once. You hear as you like crack bone. You just reach back again. Pow! And just and it's no longer alive.
So that was one action. For my other 2, I'm gonna go ahead and look at him, and I'm going to use command, and I'm gonna say, drop that cleaver, you big oaf.
Okay. And what does he got to roll?
Let me go ahead and link that real quick. Bam.
Now I can just drag the will save. Or I just click the target one, yeah?
Just hit that will saving throw.
Well, I have to target it first, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I targeted
Yep,
Slaw for some
unaffected.
reason.
Yep. Oh, well, unaffected. No worries.
Well, I targeted
Oh,
the wrong person.
Yeah, yeah. Better saves maybe.
Select at least one token. This is definitely selected. I'm just gonna hit it. I'm just gonna do it normally. Will save. He got it.
Fucking lol. Ha!
Exact same number too. That's funny.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
Well-
I don't think I'll be doing that.
That's my round.
Okay. With that, let's go to the next person, which is the Ogre Glutton. Chef then looks pretty much done with this situation. Alright. He is going to attempt to swallow the small, tiny orc into his whole gluttonous maw. Monster attempts to swallow... Yeah, I'll just link it. Here for you. Bam! It's so much stuff. But the monster attempts to swallow a creature of the listed size or smaller that it has grabbed in its jaws or mouth. It has it in its in ear grab. So it swallowed creatures of the maximum size listed. The monster can't swallow whole again. If the creature is smaller than the maximum, monster can swallow more